following contest is the Royal Rumble match. Now, the two superstars that drew number 1 and number 2 will start the ring at the same time. Other superstars will join in the order they drew. This will continue until all 30 superstars have entered the ring. Eliminations occur when you are thrown over the top rope with both feet landing on the floor. The last superstar in the ring will be declared the Royal Rumble winner and will go on to face the champion of their choice at WrestleMania!
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your big battle royal to determine who will face off with the women's champion or with the women's world champion later on in the evening. It is going to be 30 women from the current rosters, from the past and the future, Raw, NXT, SmackDown. Everyone's involved, but certainly a majority of legends are going to be in this matchup. And certainly having the return of Kelly here in Universe Mode, making her Universe Mode debut. We'd like to welcome Kelly to Universe Mode, and we'll see if she'll be in here for a very long time, or if this will be a one-off. We'll have to really wait and see, but her signing to Raw or SmackDown would be a key addition to the women's division, as we now wait for number 2 to make her way down to the ring. Looks like we're getting Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez, number 2. Roxanne Perez from Friday Night SmackDown, looking to make a big presence known here tonight. Could you imagine if she could go from number 2 and last the whole entire matchup and walk out winner, and then go on to face off with whatever championship she really wants to? Just because you're on Raw or SmackDown doesn't necessarily mean for this type of matchup. Normally in a Royal Rumble type of atmosphere, usually that brand's champion, usually if Roxanne, let's say she wins this matchup, she would have to usually go out against Alexa Bliss or Rhea Ripley, depending on how that situation all pans out. But for this stipulation for Evolution, for this Battle Royal, the winner of this matchup gets to pick either champion. So if she really wanted to, she can go over to Raw and challenge over for that championship. So she could be challenging either Becky or Jade Cargill later on tonight. So we'll see how this all pans out as Kelly and Roxanne Perez kick us off here. Look at Roxanne coming right out of the gate. Certainly not backing down from a fight, as here comes Roxanne with another kick to the face. Certainly not the best feeling in the world as Kelly looking to get some offense here, but would like to thank you guys so much for tuning in for this historic night. We have so much great action, a lot of championship action, and certainly the big main event, the Queen of the Ring finals between Liv Morgan and Liv Morgan, and Stephanie Vaquer, as Michelle McCool makes her way down the ring. Now, our legend, she's been around here in Universe Mode for a couple years now, and certainly would do wonders for her career. Certainly looking to get some championship gold. Why not? Going after the Young Buck, going after Roxanne Perez, maybe looking to eliminate her here early. Roxanne in a bad way, possibly, but Kelly right there to take down Michelle McCool. And these two go way back, ladies and gentlemen, as the genius of the Sky, Io Sky, makes her way down to the ring. But like I was saying, Kelly and Michelle McCool kind of go way back in that Divas era, certainly, so they know each other quite well. We'll see if they obviously work together, or if that rivalry that they had years and years ago come to a head here tonight. And right now, you got the past versus the present right now, and even the future with Roxanne Perez. So a little bit of everything in this matchup, and certainly for these women, you gotta believe, Roxanne looked up to some of these ladies. As here we go, Lita from Team Extreme makes her way down to the ring. Haven't seen her in a good while, but Lita is back here, looking to pick up a big win, maybe a little twist of fate tonight here live at Evolution. And certainly, with the night that we have with championships being on the line, coming up here after this this battle royal that we see, it is going to be Jade Cargill and Becky Lynch going at it for the Women's World Championship. Then after that, we get Alexa Bliss and Rhea Ripley for the Women's Championship. Then by that moment, as here comes Maryse making her way down the ring from the Divas era. Good to see Maryse still in phenomenal shape, still kicking ass here. But I'm just talking about the 2 championship matches. By then, we'll figure out who exactly the winner of this matchup will be facing. Either it will be the winner of the Women's World Championship or the Women's matchup. So we'll see how it's all going to pan out. And certainly, depending on who you pick, you might very well become champion pretty quickly, as Io Sky with the first elimination, eliminating Lita, pardon me, sorry, as here comes Lola Vice from NXT, the future of this business. She's not afraid to shake her hips, but she ain't afraid to knock you out as well. As a big kicks to the midsection and to the head, as we all see this back and forth action here early on. Io Sky looking to take out Michelle McCool. There's, oh, nice face buster there from Kelly. Now I'm going to go from the second rope here, looking to show the new blood Lola Vice what's up here. Oh, nice big takedown, and oh, look at Nikki Bella, she's in the building. And no, Roxanne Perez eliminated by Maryse. So no fairy tale ending tonight for Roxanne Perez. And talking about Nikki Bella, ladies and gentlemen, Nikki Bella will be in action later on tonight as she takes on the Women's U.S. Champion, Bianca Belair. Very first time those two fought, it was a very competitive matchup, I would say, before Bianca Belair would put that matchup away, but I feel like this matchup is getting a little bit more tense between the two, and Nikki Bella got, you could say, a cheap shot or so in recently on Monday Night Raw, or just in general, to Miss Bianca Belair. Or I should say on Friday Night SmackDown, as here comes Ren Sinclair from Monday Night Raw. This young lady, future of this business, certainly with her and Charlie Dempsey on Monday Night Raw, could definitely see some competitive advantages in their careers. And could you imagine Ren Sinclair coming from the 9th spot to survive 29 other superstars and walk out victorious? And oh, Nikki Bella tossed over the top rope, and it will not be a fearless win for her tonight, unfortunately. She is going to have to go and get ready for her U.S. Championship matchup. And now, Liv Morgan making her way down to the ring. Ren Sinclair eliminated by Michelle McCool. But talking about Liv Morgan, ladies and gentlemen, Liv Morgan is in tonight's main event, but it looks like she wants to stay warm here. She wants to make sure that she's ready for tonight's festivities. But the problem is, obviously, with Liv Morgan taking on Stephanie Bakir, obviously, you could risk injury. And obviously, you don't go into these matches thinking about that, but it just, it's something that you had to put on the table. So far, it looks like we got Io Sky, Maryse, Kelly, Liv Morgan, and Lola Vice so far. Kelly just surviving at the moment. She was the very first one in this matchup, and oh, down goes Kelly, eliminated by Liv Morgan of the Judgment Day. But we do definitely want to say welcome Kelly here to WWE once again, and certainly, hopefully, won't be the last time we see her in a WWE ring here. Hold on just a minute, camera being a bit off there. Maryse has been eliminated, and now we're going to see how this is all going to pan out. Who is next in line to make their way down to the ring? We got ourselves Stacy Keibler making her way down to the ring. Big opportunity for the long legs of Stacy Keibler. Is Io Sky fighting for her life, and oh no, Michelle McCool down and out she goes. And now we're starting to get down to the nitty gritty, at least in the stages of this matchup. In terms of just having 4 in the middle of this ring, we still got, we're not even close to halfway, but this is good seeing right now. We've gotten a handful of legends. They haven't been able to stay, and Charlotte Flair, ladies and gentlemen, making her way down to the ring. Certainly a first ballot Hall of Famer for sure in the series, has won multiple championships. Certainly right now currently in a tag team with Alexa Bliss. and we'll see how she fares in this matchup. Charlotte, one of the best to ever do it, and if Charlotte can somehow pick up one of the biggest wins in the terms of a battle royal type of matchup, certainly this would do even wonders and even add more to her historic career. And oh, we got AJ Lee making her way down to the ring as Charlotte Flair staying on pace here. And AJ Lee, number 13 in this matchup, lucky number 13. And Liv Morgan doing those trifecta of suplexes, certainly that she's been known for, where she just really just spams that, and it really gets to the fans, you would say, but hey, she does not give a damn. As look at AJ Lee. Oh, nice maneuver there, taking down Lola Vice. We got really one legend in this ring. Well, I guess you could say two with AJ Lee. She's a key part in that women's division. And hold on a minute. Stephanie McMahon, she is in the building. Number 14, Stephanie McMahon. And going straight after Charlotte Flair. And could you imagine Stephanie McMahon, the wife of Triple H, and certainly the woman that obviously her and Hunter dominated the that late 1990s into 2000s and whatnot, how that would be in current day. Hunter runs WWE and then his wife happens to win this and goes on a challenge for a championship. Imagine how that would look like. But we'll see how she fares. Number 15, Jada Parker makes her way down to the ring. Jada Parker from Monday Night Raw. Big opportunity for this young lady. And certainly you got to believe with Jada Parker, man, she has the look, she has the assets in the terms of just her promo ability, her in-ring work, and we'll see if it all can come together tonight. Seriously, it's a big opportunity for the current, the past, and the future of WWE. As obviously AJ Lee looking to eliminate Liv Morgan. AJ Lee has struggled against Liv Morgan here, and obviously the last couple months. Unfortunately for her, because she was trying to get that Intercontinental Championship away from her, as Lola Vice trying to stay in here. And no, Stacy Keibler has eliminated Stephanie McMahon, so there is no controversy there, unfortunately. Stephanie McMahon entered just for a couple minutes, and she is gone. Stacy Keibler doing pretty well for herself, and certainly those long legs definitely help, as the genius of the Sky, Io Sky from the top rope, takes it to Jada Parker, but Liv Morgan might be trying to eliminate her here. But look at Io Sky able to recognize where she was at and quickly get back inside the ring. And now Io about to eat a suplex, but no, Io able to connect with a big clothesline to the back of that left knee. Back and forth we go, ladies and gentlemen, all for an opportunity to challenge for the Women's Championship or the Women's World Championship here in just a little bit. As AJ Lee with a nice kick to the back of the back, I should say, I guess, of Jada Parker. Now look at AJ Lee. She might be able to eliminate Stacy Keibler. Stacy Keibler, it's kind of awkward because she's just so tall, and the long legs of her, and she's able to fight out of it momentarily. And oh, here we go, number 16, Naomi, former women's champion here in the series. Down goes Liv Morgan, and now she'll have to head to the back and get ready for her main event. This is an anyone's type of ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Right place, right time. But going back to Naomi, former women's U.S. champion, and oh, AJ Lee is down. No historic night for AJ Lee as well. Jada Parker with a big elimination, able to take down a woman in the presence of AJ Lee. Stacy Keibler, like we said, doing quite well in this matchup. A lot of youngins still in this matchup, and you probably even say some women that you never know how much longer they have in their careers. You don't really want to think about that, but certainly having Charlotte still in this matchup is great, and then having the likes of Stacy Keibler, a legend in this business, trying to eliminate Lola Vice from NXT. Lola Vice is in trouble here. Those big legs there of Stacy Keibler, very close to really helping her out in that situation. As Jada Parker trying to survive, just literally in the bottom rope there. Look at this, so close. She's She's holding on with one arm. Uh-oh. Now she has two legs on her, but Parker able to get out of it. Uh-oh, and we had a big elimination there. Was that Stacy Keibler? Yes, it was. Stacy Keibler has been eliminated. The one that was really dominating this matchup is now Jada Parker, looking to continue to go to work here as our camera crew still having some issues, as here comes Jordynne Grace from SmackDown. The Juggernaut is in that building. This could honestly, depending on the rest of the field here, you could very well think she could be the winner of this matchup, as Naomi eliminates Charlotte Flair. Big elimination early in this matchup. Naomi desperately needed that elimination. And certainly Charlotte Flair was not expecting that way for that situation to go down, but she'll have to go back to the drawing board, especially in tonight's festivities, as Tiffany Stratton makes her way down to the ring. It is Tiffy time here at Evolution. Will it be Tiffany Stratton's time here? Could you imagine? Hey, big opportunity as Io Sky eliminated. Big elimination by Jada Parker as well. Could be a really breakout moment for a lot of these women in this matchup. This is a nice rear view from Naomi. Takes down Vice, and it could be a key elimination here, and it is. Down goes Lola Vice, and now we're down to 4 currently. Number 19, Kalani Jordan from NXT. Welcome to Evolution, Kalani Jordan. Would have been nice to see Lola Vice and Kalani Jordan butt some heads in this matchup, but we won't see that. But Kalani Jordan certainly has a big future, and especially there in NXT. I feel like she's on the cusp of honestly breaking out. And talking about breaking out, down goes Jada Parker. Big elimination there from Kalani Jordan. And, we got a rivalry in this matchup. Naomi and Tiffany Stratton, they've gone at it for a little bit. Pre-draft and post-draft, as here comes Lash Legend, who's certainly going to have herself a big night tonight. She'll be challenging for the Women's Tag Team Championships later on tonight with Nia Jax. We'll see if Nia Jax will be a part of this Royal Rumble festivities of sorts. Obviously, it's a different variation of a Royal Rumble, Battle Royal, Royal Rumble, whatever you really like to call it. But at the end of the day, it's definitely not the same as going on to main event WrestleMania. It's going on to have a championship match later on in the evening, either challenging the Women's Championship or the Women's World Championship. As here comes Trish Stratus, number 21. You're about to get stratified here tonight here in Atlanta, Georgia. Coming off those festivities that we had last night live there at NXT Great American Bash. It was a heck of a night, and we're going to see that NXT Championship on the line in the women's division later on tonight as Blake Monroe takes on JC Jane in one heck of a match later on tonight. Nice knee strike there, taking down Jordynne Grace. And here we go, Bayley. Another lady that will be in the festivities here tonight on Evolution is currently she will be challenging defending the women's NXT Tag Team Championships as Trish from the top rope. Nice frog splash there to Kalani. Bayley and Lyra defend those women's NXT Tag Team Championships against the likes of Asuka, see if she can find a tag team partner, as Jordynne Grace has just been eliminated by Naomi. It will not be a good juggernaut night tonight for Jordynne Grace, and I thought that she had a good opportunity to possibly win, as here comes Kiana James down there from Friday Night SmackDown. She's a tag team partner with Julia. We'll see if even Julia is in this matchup as well, but hey, this is a big opportunity for Kiana James. Doesn't really get too many opportunities necessarily to really prove herself, but hey, get in this battle royal, win this matchup, and pick the right champion you want to go after, as Naomi eliminates Trish Stratus. Down goes one legend of sorts, and right now, at the moment, we don't really have any legends in this matchup. It's the current versus the future in this ring. I mean, Bayley certainly is a legend in her own right, so if you want to put her in that category, but right now she is the current right now, having to really fend off these younger ladies, at least these younger upcoming superstars. And same with Naomi could be said, as Tiffany Stratton She's holding on for dear life, and Bayley was looking to eliminate her, but Tiffany Stratton was somehow able to get her out of that predicament. And Kalani Jordan trying to survive as well. A lot of back and forth in this matchup. Right place, right time. Frankensteiner. And now here comes another legend, Molly Holly. She has done so much from this business, especially in the ring. You know, obviously a lot of things between her and the Hurricane back in the day. Molly Holly was a part of the Right to Censor group as well. A lot of different things, but certainly Naomi has been eliminated, and Tiffany Stratton adds more fuel to the rivalry between those two women as Stratton has eliminated Naomi. But going back to Molly Holly, accomplishing a lot, former women's champion in her own right in WWE, so we'll see if she can have herself a historic night and survive these other current and future women in this matchup currently. And Molly Holly also known for her backstage work with helping out those younger superstars as Sol Ruka. Sol Ruka is here. She is from NXT, making her way down to the ring. Big opportunity to snatch the soul of some superstars in this matchup. As Kiana James trying to eliminate Kalani Jordan in the top right hand corner. Bayley misses wildly with that elbow drop as Legend connects with a chokeslam to Tiffany. Molly Holly in trouble here. Ruka trying to eliminate Molly Holly. She's trying to hold on desperately onto that top rope. Can she hold on to it? These ropes, they can start to get sweaty, a little wet, you never know. But no, she's able to fight out of it. Nice power slam there from Kiana James to Bayley. Molly Holly takes down Sol Ruka. All for that opportunity to face off with a women's championship or the women's world championship. It's just about the right place, right time, really, and especially around SummerSlam season. We're only heating up, ladies and gentlemen, as here is number 26, Julia, making her way down to the very ring. And certainly we'll see if Julia can help out her tag team partner Kiana James in this match. A big opportunity. We know how dangerous Julia can be, and certainly with Julia, you never know. I mean, certainly if her and Kiana James work together in this matchup, hey, comes down to those two. It's all women from themselves, and she headbutted Lash Legend so hard, she may very well have a broken nose because she is busted wide open. What a battle royal so far, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen all sorts of different legends. We even saw Stephanie McMahon as down goes Kiana James to the outside. She has been eliminated as Bayley. The nice takedown there of Lash Legend. Tiffany Stratton's trying to survive there in the top hand of your screen there. Tiffany Stratton. No, Stratton has been eliminated. It will not be a Tiffy time here at Evolution. But certainly she did definitely build up that rivalry continuously with that elimination earlier on tonight with Naomi. And now currently we're down to what we have, 6 women in this ring at the current point, but we still have more women to come down in this ring as Kalani Jordan with a nice moonsault there from the top rope. Molly Holly trying to survive here at this opportune time, and Bayley gave her a little bit too much time, but she was able to survive. And right now, obviously you want to do as much damage as you can, but you also got to keep an eyes behind your head, essentially is what I'm trying to say in these situations, because you never know who may be trying to sneak peek and get a quick elimination just to try to help themselves out. As Molly Holly has Bayley right where she wants her. Bayley in a bad predicament here. Bayley, now Sol Ruka gonna get involved. We knew about that little spat that they had on NXT, and look at that. Sol Ruka helping Molly Holly eliminate Bayley. That's interesting. Here we go. Maxine Dupree making her way down to the ring. Big opportunity for Maxine Dupree in this situation. Number 27. Obviously, it's her, Akira Tozawa, and Otis of Alpha Academy. This would do, honestly, wonders for Maxine. Could you imagine Maxine Dupree at the end of this night being able to walk out and become women's champion, women's world champion? That would do wonders for her career. Certainly, she with the amount of opportunity she's had in her career, is number 28, Natalya, making her way down to the ring. And certainly she has been at times looking to go in that natty, kind of that natty alternate persona. Obviously going to that dungeon, she's trying to change a little bit, be more aggressive in her attitude of sorts. And we'll see if she can use that attitude tonight and be able to become winner. And certainly that would establish Natalya even more. She's done so much in this business. Why not be able to win a championship tonight? Win a huge Royal Rumble, walk out women's champion later on. That would do certainly wonders. As number 29, Victoria, she is in the building. As Sol Ruca trying to survive. Molly Holly, Kalani Jordan getting involved here. Uh-oh, and down goes Sol Ruca. Certainly a lot of stuff building up here as we have one more woman to join this matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Big question is, who is number 30? As, oh, nice STO. That running STO takes down Kalani Jordan, who has certainly had a good end of 2025, into 2026. Certainly could do wonders. You know, could you imagine having an NXT superstar winning this? And you would think, hey, NXT Women's Superstar, she wins this matchup, she challenges for the Women's Championship, Women's World Championship, whatever it may be. That would certainly do wonders if Slash Legend gets eliminated by Maxine Dupree. And certainly that's an instant call-up, you got to believe, too. As Kalani Jordan with a split-legged moonsault to a legend like Molly Holly. And right now we are down to 6. It will be 7. 6-7. But certainly will be moments away from another woman joining us. The question is, who is it going to be? We are about to find out, ladies and gentlemen. Who will it be? Number 30 from NXT, the powerhouse, Zarya. She was eliminated earlier on, or her partner, Sol Ruca, was eliminated earlier on tonight with a combination of Molly Holly and I believe, I can't remember the other one, but it was maybe Kalani, as Molly Holly has been eliminated. Now we are officially down to 6. As Victoria taking it to Natalya here. Oh, big choke slam. As you have Natalya, Victoria, Maxine Dupree, Julia, Kalani Jordan, and Zarya, who is going on for a big championship match later on in the evening. And right now, I mean, I don't know who to tell you that really is going to be able to, like, oh yeah, you know, they're going to be able to survive. No, it's even with the momentum that certain superstars have, it's just hard to call because a clothesline out of nowhere takes you out of this matchup and tosses you over the top rope, obviously. So, I mean, you just never know. But, I mean, if I'm these women, maybe you go after the likes of a Julia and certainly a Zarya, as Victoria has been eliminated. She was number 29. And now we are down to 5. Certainly, whoever wins this matchup, it may do wonders for their career, especially if they're from the likes of NXT. You got Zarya, you got Kalani Jordan from NXT. Natalya certainly has been around this business for a very long time. And Kalani Jordan has eliminated Natalya. And now we are down to 4. Maxine Dupree, Julia, Kalani Jordan, Zarya, down to 4. Big opportunity for all 4 women here. And certainly there's really no more legends in this matchup, ladies and gentlemen. This is really just the focus of this business right now, right here, right now. All these women, very young, very talented, but only one can go on to win this matchup. As Julia showing you that strength and power. As Natalya walks to the back. Certainly the last legend in this business, unfortunately for her, in this matchup. But kudos, I mean, she had a very strong showing, just could not make it all the way. But I mean, certainly if you look at this matchup, I think Maxine Dupree is probably the most underrated lady in this matchup is Zarya, trying to fight on for her life against the ever talented Julia. And oh, big elbow right there to the knee keeps Zarya in this matchup. Natalya still heading to the back there as our lovely cameras. Zarya has been eliminated. The powerhouse is gone. And now we're down to 3. Kalani, Julia, and now even Maxine Dupree. Now, once again, just the power, the strength of Julia. You got Maxine Dupree trying to fight for her life here. Could be a massive moment if Maxine Dupree can somehow defeat Kalani and Julia and the rest of the way. And Maxine trying to do as much damage as heavenly possible. Julia in a predicament here. Look at this ankle lock. Ankle lock applied here to Julia. Obviously, Julia, even if she were to tap out, it's not going to mean nothing. It's obviously a battle royal. She can tap out all she wants. Let's look at Kalani Jordan. She's recuperating right now. She realizes she doesn't have to really necessarily get involved. And if I'm Maxine and Kalani, work together to get the most dangerous woman out of this matchup, aka Julia, and make it come down to these two women. But that is just me. As big elbows in the midsection of Kalani. Back and forth we go. Oh, look at this. Oh, vicious Hurricane Rana takes down Maxine. And now Julia Kalani Jordan. Uh-oh. Julia has been eliminated. It is down to 2. Down to 2. Maxine Dupree and Kalani Jordan. We know Kalani's done quite well there in NXT. She's looking to have that breakout movement. But Maxine Dupree is looking to have her moment. Will it be Maxine Dupree? Will it be Alpha Academy's moment? Maxine trying desperately to eliminate Kalani Jordan. Oh, but a big punch to the face makes Kalani survive a little bit longer. Back and forth we go. Pump kick misses. And now Kalani will look to capitalize. Uh-oh. Big knee. And there you have it. Kalani Jordan is going to have herself a championship match later on in the festivities here live at Evolution. Question is, who does she challenge for? Does she challenge for the Women's Championship or the Women's World Title? We'll find out by the end of these 2 upcoming matches. We knew Kalani Jordan was great, and now she is finally realizing it as she points at those Evolution signs, basically saying, hey, my evolution has come and my moment has started tonight live here at Evolution. But the big time question is, who's she gonna pick? And now we're gonna get to our first big women's championship match of the evening, as it will be Jade Cargill. She's officially cashing in her Money in the Bank briefcase tonight as she takes on Becky Lynch. The storm has arrived. Can she become the Women's World Champion once again here in Universe Mode? When she first came into WWE, she was dominating the landscape. Became Women's Champion, then the Women's World Champion, knocking off Rhea Ripley. Would go on to hold those championships for a little bit of time before some cash-ins, where we saw Nikki Cross knock off Jade Cargill in that cash-in opportunity, and then Jade would eventually lose it to Charlotte Flair when she would go one-on-one with Charlotte Flair. Then obviously a little bit of a downfall in the terms of going from Cloud 9 being on top of the world to a little bit lower. Then she becomes in a tag team with Bianca Belair, and those two would take a little bit of time, but she would eventually get to where she needed to be. And now, not only the women's tag team champion, Miss Money in the Bank, and by the end of this matchup, she could be the women's world champion. How crazy could that be? As you got Seth frickin' Rollins making his way down to this very ring, escorting his wife, the women's world champion, down to this very ring. Two of the very best to do it in WWE. And look at Becky Lynch. She's all fired up. Certainly Seth Rollins wants to make sure this vision continues to go the way that they want it to. But it certainly will not be easy tonight. Obviously, we all remember how it went on that Raw after WrestleMania. Rollins helping his wife, literally stomping Charlotte Flair before that said matchup. And Seth Rollins gave that win to Becky Lynch in that moment. Becky Lynch would eventually take on Charlotte Flair one-on-one and would retain it. So obviously it's not one of those things where Becky Lynch cannot get the job done by herself. It just, the matchup took a little bit longer, but now this time around, it is for the Women's World Championship, and Rollins will be at ringside with his wife for this big-time championship matchup. No Bianca Belair here at ringside. Bianca's going to be getting ready for obviously not only the tag team championship match later on tonight, but also getting ready for her United States Championship defense as well. And you never know what kind of injuries we could have seen from Bianca in that matchup as well.
Introducing the challenger from Vero Beach, Florida, one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions, Jade Cargill. And her opponent from Dublin, Ireland, the WWE Women's World Champion, the Man, Becky Lynch.
And now it looks like we are all set for some Women's World Championship action, as it is Jade Cargill taking on the Man, Becky Lynch. Who's going to be able to walk out of Evolution with that championship? We are about to find out. Here we go. Referee rings the bell. Two top women going at it here on Monday Night Raw. Becky Lynch, who has been around here in WWE for quite some time. Jade Cargill, who has been in this business for the last couple of years, having that straight shot, that rocket strapped to her essentially the last couple of years, looking to get back on top of the mountain and become the Women's World Champion once again. But it certainly will not be easy with this version of the Man who is a part of this vision with her husband, Seth frickin' Rollins. Ooh, man, that is not going to feel too good with that arm. And certainly that is going to help that disarmer possibly later on in the evening. But coming up after this very matchup, we're going to see another Women's Championship matchup. It's a whole night of Women's Championship matches for the most part, as Jade Cargill down to the outside. But certainly we're going to have Alexa Bliss defending her Women's Championship against the Eradicator, Rhea Ripley, in just a matter of moments whenever this matchup does happen to go down. As look at this, Becky Lynch, a little different variation of a figure four leg lock, just trying to work the legs as much as possible so that Jade cannot get any power in those legs whatsoever. Especially if she tries to hit her with a power bomb or, that jaded maneuver, she won't be able to power her up. It's now Becky Lynch tosses Jade to the other side of the arena here as Seth Rollins watches on here. Certainly for Seth Rollins, he has a lot of stuff going on in his group. Certainly tonight, Becky Lynch defending her Women's Championship. And then also you got Braun Breaker and Brock Lesnar going at it live at SummerSlam. Rollins currently does not have a SummerSlam matchup at this very moment. So we'll see if Rollins can somehow sneak his way onto the SummerSlam card. It's a two-night event. As Becky Lynch going to the high risk district as Becky Lynch, big axe handle, just enough to take her down. Referee in position now, but just a strong kick out, not even a one count. For Becky Lynch, you got to use that environment to your advantage. Referee has not seen that exposed turnbuckle just yet. Jade Cargill believe was looking at Rollins, maybe? Distraction? I don't know, whatever it was. But, oh, nice back suplex there from Becky Lynch. And as this matchup continues, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of great action for the first ever Evolution pay-per-view. We just saw Kalani Jordan walk out the winner of the Battle Royal that will get her a championship matchup later on tonight as Jade Cargill with a cradle. Oh, trying to steal a victory here, but not able to. But big win for Kalani Jordan. But also later on tonight in the main event, Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vaquer one-on-one. The Queen of the Ring, the winner of that Queen of the Ring, will go on to face off with the prospective brand's champion at Summerslam. So, let's say as of right now, Stephanie Vaquer from Monday Night Raw, she would be facing off with the winner of Jade Cargill or Becky Lynch. If it happens to be Liv Morgan from Friday Night SmackDown, she'd be taking on Rhea Ripley or Alexa Bliss. So look at Jade Cargill with a nice springboard crossbody taking down the champ. And Rollins tossing in a chair as Jade Cargill, setting up Becky Lynch here with a pump kick, tossing her a good couple feet away. And that very well could be enough to walk out the new women's champion. Oh, but Jade Cargill giving Becky Lynch some time, though. Big reversal from Becky Lynch, and now she's going to turn it into a submission hold right in front of her husband. Will Jade Cargill have to tap out right in front of the Vision here? At least not yet. Now this is where Jade has to be very careful, and just as soon as I say that, over the top rope she goes. But certainly in this situation, you got to be very careful. The experience of Becky Lynch and having her husband at ringside as a suicide dive through the second rope, taking down Jade Cargill. And right now Becky Lynch has the momentum currently. We'll see if that can continue to happen right now, as Jade Cargill in a bad way. And right now Becky Lynch really working on the legs here. You would think she'd work the arms, because obviously that set up that disarmer and whatnot, but maybe Becky Lynch is trying to set her up for a whole different situation for tonight. This might not be the only time the winner of this matchup has a championship match. Maybe Kalani Jordan will be picking the winner of this matchup, because Kalani Jordan's matchup will be happening after that women's championship. So she could very well be picking the women's championship, which would be very smart, or she could be coming after the women's world champion. Look at the strength and power of Jade Cargill to Becky Lynch onto the outside. The referee right here being very lenient right now, trying to let these two women go at it. He knows that this is an Evolution pay-per-view. He wants to make sure everything goes down perfectly fine. No troubles. As Jade Cargill with a strong choke slam there, middle of the ring. But Jade Cargill not done. Goes for a super kick. And now Lynch. Looking for that Beck's bottom there. Beck's bottom out of nowhere. Pinfall. Will this be enough? 2. No, 2.5. Very close as Becky Lynch now trying to figure out what she needs to do to somehow put down Jade Cargill. Certainly is not going to be easy as Becky Lynch. A nice over the head situation there to Jade Cargill. As now Becky Lynch to the top rope. What type of festivities is the man trying to set up here? Oh, nice maneuver there. Really don't see that too much from Becky Lynch, but you got to pull out all types of situations. Anything in your moveset that you have, especially when you're the man, and especially when you're the champion. Is this enough? Oh, just a 1 count. Surprised the referee didn't see that situation with the ropes there, but he's trying to make sure the shoulders are down. No ifs, ands, or buts, as both women are striking with their hands, their punches, their backhands. And look at Jade. She's like, bring it on, bitch. Back and forth we go. No, nice forearm from Becky Lynch. That was a stiff forearm strike. Here we go. Oh, just a 1 count. Becky Lynch feeling pretty good about herself right now, but she's giving Jade Cargill plenty of momentous time to really recuperate. But luckily for her, Becky Lynch was still able to recuperate or get enough of that forearm strike to down her. But now Becky Lynch again trying to go for another one, and now Jade Cargill trying to run right through her. Becky Lynch does not allow that. Back and forth we go, and now Jade Cargill has her up. Oh, nice spinning slam there to Becky Lynch. Is that enough? Are we going to see a new champion? No. Strong kick out at 2. And Jade Cargill really thought that was going to be enough. And uh-oh. Jade talking her crap. Here we go. Jade Cargill. Are we going to see some Jaded here at Evolution? Yes, we do. Jaded to Becky Lynch. New champion. 2. No. 2.5. Jade Cargill could not believe it. And now the man. No, she gets speared. She got speared in half by Jade. And uh-oh again. Are we going to see another Jaded? Jade Cargill not playing around here. Jade Cargill. Jaded. Jaded once again. That certainly has to be enough. 1, 2, 3. No. Lynch kicks out at 2.9. I thought that was a 3 count, if I'm honest with you, but Becky Lynch is somehow still in this match. And oh, look at this. Her legs now getting torn apart by the powerhouse Jade Cargill. If I'm Jade Cargill, I mean, I've hit 2 Jadeds. Why not hit another one? Put the cherry on top of the sundae. Put this match away, as now she's going to the top rope district. I don't think she really needs to. She's flexing on Becky Lynch. Lynch. Oh. Lynch able to hit her with a strong punch to the ribs there. Now showing some agility here into a nice drop kick. But right now with Becky Lynch, the momentum, she's finally got it a little bit back in her corner, but she's got to be able to stay on Jade Cargill right now. And if I'm her, you got to hit some more big-time maneuvers. Only 1 count. So for Becky Lynch, I mean, you hit that manhandle slam earlier. You hit that Beck's bottom, but you got to inflict some more pain. And that leg drop certainly will do some more damage. But when you're taking on a powerhouse like Jade Cargill, she can certainly take a lot of damage. As now Becky Lynch missed the first time. Back and forth. Bunch of exchanges now. As they roll through, able to power up Jade Cargill. No, nice power slam. It's all about right place, right time in these key situations, especially when you're the Women's World Champion. Jade Cargill really literally has her right where she wants her, but she's got to be able to connect with some more shots. As now Lynch. Oh, that was a brutal knee there. And now Lynch to the second rope. Oh, nice leg drop. Takes down Jade to the outside. And now these final moments, you really got to feel both of these women, these cardios, this everything that they've ever worked for and they planned for in their careers are all coming to a head. You gotta want it more in these situations. Big time opportunity for both women. Who will be taking their championship possibly to SummerSlam? They could possibly have another Women's World Championship match tonight, depending on what Kalani Jordan decides here. It's a big enzuigiri to the back of the skull. Jade Cargill definitely needed that. She tosses Becky Lynch into the steel steps there. Back and forth we go. Certainly Seth Rollins is probably on the edge of his seat. I know he's standing up, but hypothetically, if he had a seat, he'd be on the edge of it. Certainly trying to figure out the best way to get Becky Lynch to retain that Women's World Championship. He's done everything in his power by taking the top turnbuckles off, by throwing steel chairs in there, just trying to be a big distraction essentially for the referee so Becky Lynch would be able to capitalize on situations as Becky Lynch drops Jade Cargill on her head and shoulders. And certainly the more you think Jade Cargill gets beaten down right now, because she's one half of the women's tag team champions as a disarmer to the outside here, but Jade Cargill able to get out of it. But, you know, certainly the longer this matchup goes, she still has to defend the women's tag team championships tonight, as it will be her and Bianca taking on the Secret Harvest, and then if they can survive that, they also have another women's tag team championship match against the Irresistible Forces. So certainly it will not go the way that they want to possibly, as Jade Cargill with a nice Jaded. That is the third one in this matchup. Is this enough? 2, 3, no, again. Another last second kick out. Becky Lynch just surviving desperately in these situations. And now Becky Lynch just getting tossed. And now Jade from behind, but again, she's trying to survive here. Roll up from Becky Lynch here. Could you imagine? 2. Ooh, very close. Becky Lynch trying to desperately do everything in her power to retain it. Ooh, nice axe handle right across the chest. And now Becky looking to use that momentum to take down Jade Cargill. Here we go. And now a Bex bottom out of nowhere. Pinfall opportunity. 2, 3. Becky Lynch survives. Becky Lynch survives Jade Cargill. And what a match for Jade Cargill and Becky Lynch tonight. These women tore down the house. I mean, Jade Cargill, she hit big maneuvers, but Becky Lynch just somehow is able to find a way to kick out, which is very surprising. I mean, these jaded maneuvers from Jade Cargill certainly seemed like it was going to be enough, and it just was not. Becky Lynch just was able to outwit Jade Cargill tonight, and you'll see right there that bam, that back bottom out of nowhere. Everything built up this whole entire matchup and able to walk out victorious. So as of right now, she's going to SummerSlam, but she very well could be having a NXT superstar named Kalani Jordan down her throat later on in the evening. But we'll find out once we get there. But big win nonetheless for the man Becky Lynch and the Vision here tonight, live at Evolution, here live in Atlanta, Georgia. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to another Women's Championship match, a night of women's action here for you.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Women's Championship.
And now here comes the brutality. The former women's champion, Rhea Bloody Ripley. Number of weeks ago on Friday Night SmackDown. At that time, Rhea Ripley, the women's champion, was taking on Izzy Dame of the Culling. Live there on Friday Night SmackDown. It was a good back and forth matchup. Rhea Ripley ends up defeating Izzy Dame, non-title matchup. Then after the matchup, we'd see Alexa Bliss cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase. No one expecting it, cashing it in on Rhea Ripley. And it was honestly a hard-fought back-and-forth matchup, but Alexa Bliss cashed in, was able to survive Rhea Ripley's fight in that matchup, and Alexa Bliss is your new women's champion. We even saw recently on a Friday Night SmackDown episode that it was Rhea Ripley, and certainly Io Sky taking on Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, getting a little taste of this upcoming matchup. But we'll see how this matchup is going to go as Rhea Ripley takes on Alexa Bliss, certainly trying to get that women's championship back. But also Alexa Bliss, obviously she cashed in that Money in the Bank briefcase for a reason, and she certainly wants to be a champion longer than just a couple weeks. But she is literally going to have to really run through Rhea Ripley tonight if she wants to retain that said championship. It will not be easy, but certainly Alexa Bliss has gone through a lot in her own career, from obviously her own come up being a multi-time champion here in the series, from tag team champions to Raw Women's Champion, SmackDown Women's Champion, whatever it may be at the time. Alexa Bliss knows how to get the job done. She even was a part of the Wyatt Six for a little bit before ultimately leaving that group. Before obviously they got released, nobody knew that was coming though. Alexa Bliss would join up with her friend Charlotte Flair And, well, now we see them not only as a tag team, but now, hey, Alexa Bliss, women's champion, here on Friday Night SmackDown. And here at Evolution, we'll see if she can continue to be the women's champion. But the winner of this matchup has to be ready, because after this matchup, either Rhea or Alexa may be having to stay out here, or Becky Lynch might be coming back out here, because Kalani Jordan's women's championship match will be live up next after this said matchup.
Introducing the challenger from Adelaide, Australia, Rhea Ripley. And her opponent from Columbus, Ohio, the WWE Women's Champion, Alexa Bliss.
And as this matchup is officially about to start here in just a matter of moments, ladies and gentlemen, if you're Kalani Jordan, who do you pick? I mean, Becky Lynch is wounded. And depending on how this matchup goes, Alexa or Rhea Ripley is going to be wounded. As both of these women, you can feel the tension between the two. As, oh, okay, there we go. Some sportsmanship. That's what you love to see. Here we go. Matchup has officially started. Both women missing wildly with possible clotheslines there. And now we're going to see how this works out. You get the powerhouse Rhea Ripley against Alexa Bliss that obviously her size becomes a weakness sometimes, but she tends to use it to her advantage quite a bit. So we'll see how this is going to fare. You never can count out a woman like Alexa Bliss. Certainly on top of her game quite a bit, especially obviously in that cash-in, she had to be on point because Rhea Ripley was hitting some big maneuvers on her, but she was able to really get herself out of those bad situations. Oh, spear right in the midsection, takes down Alexa in the corner. Rhea Ripley feeling pretty good early on here. Let's see what she can muster up in the early proportions of this matchup. Rhea Ripley, oh, nice frog splash right to the midsection. Will that be enough? 2. Ooh, very close. Very close. Rhea Ripley thought that was going to be enough, but Alexa's going to have to do a lot more to stay in this matchup, and Rhea's going to have to do a little bit more damage to keep her down. But certainly that frog splash, it seems like it took a lot out of Alexa Bliss there. Able to slip out of that back suplex situation was Alexa Bliss, and now she will look to go to work, try to slow down Rhea Ripley as much as possible. Oh, nice takedown. There you go. And I think for Alexa, it's simple. You gotta keep Rhea on the mat as much as possible. You can't allow her to, hit those big power maneuvers, because that's what we saw in that cash-in when Rhea was starting to hit those. Alexa Bliss, she was able to survive them, but how many more can you really survive when you face a woman like Rhea Ripley, who obviously she already went through a match at that time, and it's not really an excuse, but when your opponent's 100% and not having a match before, you can kind of tell how they're actually going to handle this matchup. Rhea Ripley taking her time here, doesn't need to be too aggressive. It feels like she's, at least at the moment, feels like. Nice code red there from Alexa Bliss. Back and forth here, not too one-sided whatsoever. It's going to be a great night of women's action. It already has been. Certainly with Kalani Jordan winning the Battle Royal earlier on tonight. Becky Lynch just retaining her women's world title. We're in the women's championship matchup now. We're going to have a lot of women's tag team action here and later on tonight. Is a big headbutt. And now Rhea Ripley with the crucifix, that razor's edge, going for that running knee. Alexa Bliss was able to get out of it and connect with her own clothesline. I'm getting a lot of shades of that cash-in right now. Rhea Ripley, she missed the first one, that running knee strike, and Alexa Bliss was able to capitalize and do some other maneuvers. Later on in that cash-in, Rhea Ripley was able to actually connect with it, but it still wasn't enough to put Alexa Bliss down. So now, you got to really figure out and pick and choose what you did well from that cash-in, or that cash-in defense for Rhea Ripley in that case. As, the knees get up, though, from the frog splash, and it gives Rhea Ripley some time to try to get some momentum back in her favor, but doesn't look like she's going to be able to, as Alexa has her on the rope there, but Rhea Ripley takes her down. But like we said, it's Evolution. It's a top pay-per-view, especially for these women to showcase, and especially if you guys at home and these fans that are watching in person, if you guys end up watching or liking this PLE, this could be a yearly thing, as Alexa Bliss, maybe a little bit of a tribute to the Wyatt Six and Bray Wyatt there. But Evolution could be a yearly thing, or it could maybe be a multi-year thing. It really got to figure out how everything looks on Evolution. As just bouncing her head right off that mat, as a jawbreaker stuns Alexa Bliss here. Back and forth we go. This is for the Women's Championship. Alexa Bliss holding this championship for a couple weeks now, and Rhea Ripley looking to regain it. Something has to give. And certainly with SummerSlam on the horizon too, a lot of people looking forward to having their opportunity. And especially the winner of the Queen of the Ring finals. Certainly those two women right now are going to be watching, certainly watch the Becky Lynch matchup, and certainly are watching this matchup. And certainly, Stephanie Vaquer, if she wins tonight, it will be against Becky Lynch. If it happens to be Liv Morgan, then she's obviously going up against both of these women, either one of them, I should say. So, it's just, you never know what some of these matches may look like by the end of the night. And certainly with SummerSlam still building up, you might think we have one matchup, and it ends up turning out to be another matchup. So you just never know. As there's that headbutt from Rhea Ripley, now looking for that razor's edge to the outside, and now Rhea, normally she'd probably try to go for the knee strike right after it, but decided not to. As it didn't work last time, now she's probably might be overthinking situations now. You can start to see those welts brewing up on both women right now, especially on Rhea Ripley, the front and back of her body. As now Alexa Bliss here, what is she thinking? From the top rope, certainly won't be Twisted Bliss. Alexa Bliss, she gets caught, going for that flying crossbody, and then gets hit with a scoop slam. That's the problem sometimes with going with the high-risk maneuver. You get caught, and you end up paying for it. And it ultimately could cost you your women's championship. But in a matter of moments, the winner of this matchup very well could be staying out here, or Becky Lynch may be coming back out here. As looking for that, maybe that Sister Abigail. Rhea Ripley now gonna hit her with the reversal and hit her with the Riptide. Riptide to Alexa Bliss. Pinfall. Referee is right there in position. No, 2.5, and Rhea cannot believe it. But she's going to have to do even more damage if she wants to walk out with the Women's Championship. Oh, goodness. No, Alexa Bliss has been busted open after that knee strike. Rhea Ripley does not give a damn at this moment, and she's going to look to become Women's Champion here. Rhea Ripley, here we go, looking for that Riptide again. Different variation of the Riptide. 2, 3, no. Bliss, last second kick out. Not too sure how she was able to kick out of that. And that combination, though, the multiple Riptides, the combination where she hits the knee and the clothesline as well. Alexa Bliss, it's just a pure adrenaline right now, and certainly she doesn't want to lose that Women's Championship. As that frog splash to the midsection. Oh, no, again, Bliss able to kick out. Back and forth matchup. You love to see it, but right now this has all been Rhea Ripley, probably the last minute or two, if not a little bit longer. Bliss has got to figure something out quickly. So Alexa Bliss able to, and nice drop kick out of nowhere. There you go, Bliss. I doubt that's going to be enough, but stranger things have happened here in Universe mode. But Alexa Bliss having to do a little bit more, which is perfectly fine here. You got to really dig down deep, especially if you want to retain that women's championship. Oh, look at these big jabs right to the face there. Big boots. Now Alexa from the second rope. Frog splash right to the midsection. Rhea Ripley was hitting some frog splashes. So was Alexa Bliss. As now Bliss setting up something here. She's yelling at Rhea Ripley. Oh, going for a slap to the face. That may awaken Rhea Ripley back and forth here. I wouldn't say going blow for blow with Rhea Ripley may be the best idea here, but hey, if you think that is what is best, go for it. Why not? Back and forth we go. Ooh, nice punch there. Here comes Alexa and Rhea. Oh, nice back handle. Back and forth we go. Who wants the championship more in this opportunity? As look at these big blows from both of these women. Back and forth we go. Big headbutt. And now we've seen this maneuver a couple times this matchup. Going for the crucifix bomb into the running kick to the head. And Rhea Ripley, if she hits this Riptide, which I believe she's trying to hit, if she hits this, we may see a new women's champion Riptide pinfall. Oh, referee calls the rope break. A very rare rope break, but the referee must have had a good angle on it from his view back there. And the matchup will continue. That saves Alexa Bliss momentarily as Rhea just watches on as Bliss gets up to her feet here. If that was Rhea, honestly, maybe you tried to go for a, just drag her to the middle of the ring, go for a pinfall, and maybe that's it. But, I guess I'm not Rhea Ripley in those situations. As Alexa Bliss, that blood just flowing down the face, brutalized right now, trying to survive Rhea Ripley as much as possible right now. It has been a very brutal matchup. We've seen multiple Riptides in this matchup. We haven't seen, Alexa Bliss hit her big maneuver, a twisted Bliss from the top rope, or maybe a quote-unquote Sister Abigail just yet. She's hit these knees a couple times. So we'll see if Alexa can really pull out some more stuff out of her moveset if she wants to retain the Women's Championship tonight. As here we go. After those knees, maybe eventually could be enough here, maybe. Oh, 2.5. Very close, though. But this is where you really got to dig down deep here for Miss Alexa Bliss right now. Oh, Rhea Ripley reverses it. And now going to go for a big old scoop slam. Middle of the ring. Pinfall opportunity. Alexa's on the edge. Literally. Don't know how much more she has, but she has enough to kick out. 2.9. And if you're Rhea Ripley, you're like, what else do I got to do to keep her down? You're doing your damnedest. You've hit Riptides. You hit those crucifix power bombs and everything in between. I just don't know what else really you got to do. As now Rhea from the top rope once again. Rhea Ripley, elbow right across the chest area. Uh-oh. Oh, she's really looking to make her tap out. Alexa Bliss, middle of the ring, nowhere to go. Submission hold here, and nowhere to go. Rhea Ripley is still your your new women's champion, pardon me. She got cashed in a number of weeks ago on Alexa Bliss. Did not survive, but now here at Evolution, she's back on top of the world, and she is your new women's champion. But the question is, who is Kalani Jordan facing? Is it Rhea Ripley, or will it be Becky Lynch? This next decision is pretty hard for me, if I'm pretty honest with you guys. But I think at the end of the day, I'm going to go where I'm loved. I'm going to join my husband on the Monday Night Raw roster So Becky Lynch, get your ass back out there because I'm using my Battle Royal win to challenge you, and I plan on winning that Women's World Championship next.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Women's World Championship.
Well, this is interesting, ladies and gentlemen, for sure, as Kalani Jordan has said that she is going to the Monday Night Raw brand. At least she's planning on joining her husband on Monday Night Raw, Carmelo Hayes, as Carmelo Hayes makes, or her husband, or his wife, Kalani Jordan, makes her way down the very ring. As you can see, a little busted open still, obviously on the camera. She's okay, but that blood still leaking out the face there. But Becky Lynch, we'll see how much damage was done to her via Jade Cargill. And same for Kalani Jordan. She had to survive 29 other superstars in that said matchup. Both superstars are going to be banged up, but we're going to see who can be able to outlast the other one. This is a big moment. Like we said, Kalani Jordan, 2025, towards the end of that year, it turned out pretty good for her. Now 2026, it seems like it's starting to slowly but surely starting to climb that ladder even more. And very well, in a matter of moments, she could be knocking off the man, Becky Lynch, for the Women's World Championship. As there she is, the man is here. And you don't see Seth Rollins at ringside with her this time around. Big time question for the man, Becky Lynch. Can she survive? Can she figure out how to knock off Kalani Jordan in this matchup? Like I said, both women are not going to be 100%. Becky Lynch went through hell with Jade Cargill, but right now, I mean, looking at Becky Lynch, I don't really see too many bruises. Yes, the outfits, you're not going to really see too many scarring and stuff, but, you know, looking at the face, you know, there's not really much, you know, bruising, more of that situation. So, you know, both women are feeling it right now, but it's just about figuring out who is going to be able to walk out victorious. Kalani wants to join her husband on Monday Night Raw. That is Carmelo Hayes. And certainly, if the Women's World Champion can obviously get around the waist of Kalani Jordan, that certainly will help out her chances. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the Women's World Championship to be once again be defended, as it's Kalani Jordan versus Becky Lynch. Referee rings the bell. Here we go. And obviously earlier on tonight, Jade Cargill did cash in her Money in the Bank briefcase. Did unsuccessfully cash in that briefcase by losing to Becky Lynch. So there will be no more cash-ins, unfortunately, for any of the women's on Raw or SmackDown. Is Lynch now looking to go to work here on Kalani Jordan? Oh, goodness. And Becky Lynch had some time to recuperate. Kalani Jordan maybe a little bit more than Becky Lynch, but it just really depends on your strategy going into this matchup. Kalani Jordan's going to have to bring her A game, but right now, you know, looking at everything body-wise in the terms of the welts on the body and everything, it could be a early night for Kalani Jordan. Becky Lynch not really, maybe a little bit of bruising, maybe on the left side of the face. There's Kalani Jordan trying to survive right now. Oh, nice punch there from Kalani Jordan to try to get herself back in this matchup. And this is the type of matchup that, Kalani Jordan's going to learn a lot, especially from Becky Lynch. She had to do a lot of her own things throughout her career to get to the top of the mountain. Certainly here in WWE, taking on the top tier women, having to go through ups and downs here in WWE as a big Hurricane Rana takes down Becky Lynch. We'll see if Kalani can get some motion in the ocean going here, trying to build up some momentum. As a hard Irish whip off the ropes, Becky Lynch. Nice arm drag takedown. Into the pinfall, big time opportunity from Becky Lynch. But no, just a 1 count. And I think for Becky Lynch, you cannot underestimate Kalani Jordan. Certainly what she's accomplished there in NXT, starting to get a groove. And then certainly 2026 right now as well. Now going for a scoop slam, did not work out in her favor. And now nice DDT dropping her on the back of her head. Let's see if Kalani Jordan can get something going here. Oh, nice face buster there to the man. Pinfall opportunity. You might be feeling a little desperateness from the challenger right now. Like we know, both women are not 100%. So you're going to see these women look to get aggressive at times in the terms of more pinfalls or maybe submissions at these opportune times. Maybe you see a little bit more from Becky Lynch in the terms of the disarmor in situations, as Becky Lynch has been busted wide open now. Both women busted open. As that roll through, Becky Lynch showing you the power bomb there. That one-armed power bomb. And now Lynch going to go to the second rope district, looking to fly. Big leg drop right across the collarbone area. And that could be, honestly, be enough, as Becky Lynch setting up Kalani Jordan. Oh, nice reversal. And now Kalani's going to have to look to capitalize here as she tosses her in the corner. Kalani Jordan going to go for the scoop slam. Big scoop. And then Kalani Jordan now from the second rope. Oh, nice frog splash. That could be enough. New champion. 1, 2. Oh, my goodness, 2.5. Kalani Jordan cannot believe it. Oh, wait, now Kalani Jordan with the split leg and moonsault with the knees of Becky Lynch. The knees of Becky Lynch. And Lynch misses wildly with a shoulder tackle. It feels like this is anyone's ball game right now. Certainly if Kalani Jordan hit that split leg and moonsault, this would be a whole different ball game. And very well we could see a new champion. But right now, Becky Lynch in her own class, certainly she doesn't plan on losing that championship to a young upstart like a Kalani Jordan. It's Kalani trying to figure out what she wants to do in this opportune time. It's now Kalani, that forearm strike connects. Now a split-legged moonsault this time around connects. New champion. 2. No, 2.5. Oh, Kalani Jordan, you feel the frustration for her. Big shot against the man. It just wasn't enough. And now she's looking to use the ropes. This is what Becky Lynch would do. Trying to use it against the man. And Kalani has done it. Kalani Jordan has done it. She used the ropes to her advantage. And we have ourselves a new Women's World Champion. Holy mackerel. Kalani Jordan, she said she was going to go where she was loved. Going to go to her husband's brand, but she also wanted to take down the man, Becky Lynch, and she certainly did it tonight. Both women were not 100%. Kalani Jordan gets the job done. This young and up-and-coming superstar from NXT is officially on top of the Monday Night Raw brand, and her name is Kalani Jordan, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Using the ropes to her advantage. This is exactly what Becky Lynch would do. And I can only hear from, ladies and gentlemen, from Becky Lynch, the amount she's going to raise hell on Monday Night Raw about this. But as of right now, Kalani Jordan is on top of the Monday Night Raw roster. And she is the Women's World Champion. Wow. Wow. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. Craziness ensuing for sure.
The following is a tag team match set for one fall and is for
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for some good old-fashioned tag team women's action. As the women's tag team championships will be on the line here, as we get Piper Niven and Chelsea Green challenging for the women's tag team championships against Bianca Belair as well as Jade Cargill. Chelsea Green and her secret harvest with Piper Niven. Very curious to see how that whole festivities of Tatum Paxley getting involved a number of weeks ago on Monday Night Raw, or if that was kind of Paxley just trying to get herself an advantage maybe in the U.S. Championship division. I don't know, but certainly with the Secret Harvest losing a member, Alba Fire's contract not being renewed or not being resigned, doesn't mean that Alba Fire won't be back, but certainly right now she has no longer a part of the Secret Harvest, and Piper Niven now having to pick up double duty a part of this. But certainly Chelsea Green, when we talked to her about it, she said, hey, I'm taking active applications for the Secret Harvest spot, and she declined to comment about Tatum Paxley. As now here comes Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. There's Jade Cargill bringing out that Money in the Bank briefcase. Once again, she can bring it out. Obviously, she cannot cash in on anybody, but this is the Money in the Bank briefcase that she has had. So don't worry about her bringing that briefcase down there. She has used it. She was unsuccessful earlier on tonight, but Jade Cargill, she's the one that helped basically Kalani Jordan win that championship, because Jade Cargill, I believe she hit 4 Jadeds on Becky Lynch, and it still was not enough. But it really loosened her up, and Kalani Jordan was able to connect with the split-legged moonsaults, as well as obviously that the using the ropes to her advantage, and it worked well, and she's a new women's champion. But tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw, I guarantee it right now, we will not hear the end of that whatsoever. But here we go, as now Bianca Belair makes her way down to the ring. One half of the women's tag team champions, one good old-fashioned United States champion. Now for Bianca Belair, she's looking to certainly go all out tonight and win all of her championships. Obviously, go 2 for 2 in the tag team division tonight, not only defeating the Secret Harvest, but also trying to defeat the Irresistible Forces. Plus, later on tonight, she defends that U.S. Championship against Nikki Bella. So she has all sorts of targets on her back, and we'll see if she can somehow retain. And for Bianca, you got to believe she's going to be more in this matchup, because obviously Jade Cargill, was in that matchup with Becky Lynch earlier on tonight. So Bianca Belair is going to have to pick up the scraps, I would say, and try to walk out victorious and be the winning person from their team to retain here tonight live in Atlanta, Georgia. I mean, certainly Becky Lynch is, pissed off about that. And then now, you got Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill. They're going to have to defend their championships. Jade Cargill's not 100% coming out of that matchup. So we very well could have new tag team champions here.
Introducing the challengers, Piper Niven and Chelsea Green, the Secret Harvest and Chelsea Green. And their opponents, the team of Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is time, as we got Piper and Jade Cargill, 2 powerhouses, going at it early on in this matchup. And certainly, I believe Secret Harvest as having the advantage. And obviously, I keep bringing it up, but obviously, when you have a number of matches throughout the night, your chances of necessarily winning are not very favorable. So even if they, let's say they happen to survive the Secret Harvest tonight, right after this matchup, we're going right into the Irresistible Forces making their way down to this very ring. So certainly, ladies and gentlemen, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, they're really going to have to work together to, retain these championships tonight. But if I'm this group, you got to have Bianca Belair run quite a bit of this. And I'm not throwing a shot at Jade Cargill and all those other things, but that's just me in these situations. Oh, look at Green going after Bianca Belair there briefly, back and forth. And now Jade Cargill with a nice springboard missile drop kick takes down Chelsea Green. And certainly with Bianca, she's going to have up to at least 2 matches tonight. At least 1 tag team match here, and then the Nikki Bella championship match later on in the evening. That's Chelsea Green taking it to Jade Cargill in the corner. At least it looked like she was trying to. This is a perfect opportunity for Chelsea Green to establish herself and the Secret Harvest. Chelsea Green has not won a championship here in Universe Mode just yet, but a perfect opportunity for her and Piper Niven to get the job done. At one time, years and years ago, Piper and Chelsea Green, those two were bitter rivals. Now these two are working together, looking to get some some tag team championships around their waist. As Chelsea Green is kind of that line between Piper and Jade Cargill there. Oh, nice running power slam there from one half of the tag team champions. Jade Cargill had an impressive showing in that Women's World Championship matchup. There was just too much Becky Lynch at the end of that matchup, hitting that Beck's bottom, and it was all she wrote. That strength and power of Jade Cargill again. To pick up another powerhouse like that in the women's division is certainly not easy, but certainly going to do some wonders. It's a nice leg drop there. And talking about, all 3 teams, we saw recently, excuse me, on the Friday Night SmackDown episode, a triple threat matchup where we saw the likes of Nia Jax, Piper Niven, and Bianca Belair, and Bianca Belair picking up the victory in that triple threat matchup. So certainly, a lot of great action between all 3 teams. As now Jade Cargill, a little cocky confidence coming from the champion. Certainly you would believe she'd want to get this match over and done with as soon as possible, because obviously, you got 2 powerhouse superstars coming your way in a matter of moments, and that is the Irresistible Forces, as Chelsea Green trying to use the Kalani Jordan treatment there, and it certainly will go to their advantage as a big scoop slam takes down Jade Cargill. Pinfall opportunity. Is this enough? No. Stomping on the hand and wrist area, ladies and gentlemen. That certainly is not going to be feeling too good for Jade. Still to come tonight after, obviously, we have these tag team matches. We also got another tag team match from NXT as a 1-on-2 handicap match for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships as Bayley and Lyra Valkyria defend against Asuka. Kairi Sane no longer here in WWE due to a not signing or re-signing here in WWE. We'll see if that ever happens again. But right now, Asuka left out here by herself is Jade Cargill now. We saw this earlier on tonight against Becky Lynch. It was one hell of a maneuver, but it wasn't enough at that time to put away Becky. As now Jade Cargill looking for another Jaded, I believe. But no, nice elbow strike there from Chelsea. But Chelsea Green wasn't able to capitalize. And look at this gut wrench maneuver. Almost like a bear hug just from the upright position here. Not the best feeling in the world if you're Chelsea Green, but she's able to slip right out of it. But we'll see how that NXT Women's Tag Team Championship matches later on tonight. Plus, we have the NXT Women's Championship on the line, as it is going to be the NXT Women's Breakout winner, JC Jane, challenging for the NXT Women's Championship against Blake Monroe. later on tonight. Before we get to the said main event of the evening for the Queen of the Ring, it will be Raw's Stephanie Vaquer taking on SmackDown's Liv Morgan, where the winner goes on to SummerSlam to face off with our brand's prospective champion live there at that two-night event. It's Cargill with a nice sit-out powerbomb there to the Piper Niven. It's been one hell of a night here at Evolution, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, I want to tell all of you we do appreciate you guys coming out here for this historic event. A lot of storylines going to be changing for sure, especially on all three brands coming out of this event, as especially we're building up now to SummerSlam, just a number of weeks away, as Bianca and Piper Niven continue to go at it. But we got SummerSlam. We just had the NXT Great American Bash PLE there for NXT. And we'll have a couple championship matches live at SummerSlam as well coming our way, especially the NXT Championship being on the line, with Johnny Gargano challenging Cody Rhodes for the NXT Championship live there at SummerSlam, plus much, much more. I mean, we have tremendous action for you guys coming up to SummerSlam, and I just cannot wait to see all of you guys witness the history that we see live at SummerSlam. Got a little bit of everything. Championship matches, retirement matches, everything in between. As Piper Niven trying to run through Bianca Belair there. Didn't work out, but this slam, that black hole slam, certainly does wonders. Oh, nice reversal from Bianca Belair. Trying to whip her with the, oh my goodness, with her braid. Oh my goodness. I mean, right through the suit too. I'm surprised it didn't just rip right through her suit. You could hear the whipping through the cheap seats up there as a KOD to Piper Niven. She decides not to go for the pinfall, wasting at least a second or two on that. Is this enough though? No, 2.5. I think she gets a 3 count if she does the combination pinfall, decides not to, goes for the pinfall, and obviously just a 2.5. So ultimately screwing herself there. Now a hard Irish whip. Piper Niven getting tossed in the corner. Big flying uppercut into the corner. Pinfall opportunity. Will this be enough for a retainment? At least not yet. Here comes a big tag. Here comes Bianca Belair, the freshest woman in this whole entire matchup. If you're Piper Niven, maybe you get a tag to Chelsea Green here. Certainly a lot of big maneuvers have happened to Piper Niven in this matchup. It's a big gut punch there from Bianca. Now into the corner. Back and forth we go. You know, Secret Service are really testing Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair in this matchup. Now, it's been more competitive than I thought, just because of the whole Jade Cargill situation. But thankfully, so far for this matchup, it's been very competitive. As now Piper off the ropes, going for that flying crossbody. Turns her inside out. Pinfall opportunity. 2.5. Piper Niven's really going to have to dig down deep if she wants to win those tag team titles. Now let's see what Niven and Green can set up here. Oh, okay. A double scoop slam of sorts from Chelsea Green there. Maybe it could be enough. You never know. 2.5. Of course, Chelsea Green just got to make sure she feels involved in that situation, I suppose. As now, here we go. From the top rope district, here comes Chelsea Green. Missile drop kick takes down the champion. Champion's in trouble after that drop kick pinfall. And Jade Cargill realizing that, but I believe Bianca looked like she was going to be able to kick out of that situation. Oh, Bianca now looking to steal a victory here, looking to advance. Now Green now. Can she steal a victory? No, back and forth. You love to see this type of action in this atmosphere. A sold-out capacity crowd here in Atlanta, Georgia, realizing and seeing history in this women's division. Absolutely gotta love it. Now Nice clothesline there from Bianca into a nice spear into the midsection. And now Bianca with another spear. Nothing like some good old spears in the corner to really send a message to your opponent. Now here comes Bianca Belair, going to get a tag in her own right. Here comes another powerhouse, Jade Cargill, looking to put the cherry on top of the sundae, looking to put this matchup away. It's a big super kick, sends a message there. And now, we saw this earlier on tonight, that spinning, twirling power bomb right in front of Chelsea Green. Will this be enough? No, is that a 2? Looks like a 2. Very close to a 2. And now Niven, with her own clothesline, tosses her back into enemy territory, though. But now she's going to toss her halfway across the ring, making that look so dang easy. And now here comes Chelsea Green, looking to pick up a massive win in her career, looking to become the tag team champions. But she's going to have to do a lot more against Jade Cargill, former Miss Money in the Bank. Try to capitalize as much as possible in these situations. She's going to have to try to hit it on Prettier, or maybe a Rough Rider or something. She plans on walking out victorious here. And now Piper Niven. Both women going to use each other here with an assisted scoop slam there. Pinfall opportunity. New champions, maybe 2. No, 2.5. I think those two women are going to have to figure out a different type of maneuver to work together in that situation, because I don't think that assisted scoop slams are going to work the best, especially against Jade and Bianca. But hey, you never know, I guess. As now Bianca, look at this with ease. That gut wrench spinning power bomb. Man, she made that look so easy. And obviously it probably helps when you're, the freshest woman in this matchup is now Bianca. The good old-fashioned elbow drop right across the chest into the pinfall. 2. Oh, 2.5. Bianca, she's frustrated. She thought that was going to be it. Certainly very close, but going to have to do a little bit more. It's Bianca with a nice moonsault. Able to pull out all sorts of different maneuvers here tonight. As now Bianca gets tossed into her own corner, though. And now Piper, realizing that she needs to be a little bit more desperate at this time of this matchup here. Coming up next, you got the Irresistible Forces. They'll be making their way down to the very ring, ladies and gentlemen. And certainly, you got to believe the Irresistible Forces will have the momentum, obviously, because both of these teams are going to be very tired. I mean, Lash Legend was a part of that women's battle royal earlier on tonight, but she ended up winning, and she was in there for a little bit of time, I would say. But it's just really going to depend on a number of different things in this matchup. It's a jawbreaker there, stuns Bianca Belair, or I should say stuns Chelsea Green. And now Bianca marching around the ring. Oh, nice suplex there. And Bianca's all fired up as she should be. Can she put away Chelsea Green? Nope, she's going to get the tag to Jade Cargill. Going to allow Jade Cargill to build up some momentum, but she gets hit with a knee strike. That might be a broken nose. And now Piper Niven gets tagged in. As you can see, that scar right above the nose, more of the forehead area. And now Piper Niven going to look to put away Jade Cargill here. I'm surprised Chelsea Green didn't want to try to go for a pinfall after that knee strike. That was absolutely devastating, but it seems like she's trying to reward Piper Niven in that situation, and so I guess we'll see if it ends up hurting them or helping. Oh, nice drop kick there. Takes her down in the corner. Pinfall opportunity. Belair looks like she's going to be there no matter what, and the matchup continues. Now Niven from behind. Electric chair position. Oh, what a face buster there. Takes down the champion. Another pinfall opportunity. But Bianca once again is right there, realizing that her partner Jade Cargill is in trouble. Nice reversal from Piper. Now here we go with another tag here. Are we thinking about another assisted power slam? Yes, we are. Bam! Very, very effective. Into the pinfall, another opportunity. And once again, Bianca right there saving the day, realizing Jade Cargill is in trouble each time. This is, if I'm Chelsea Green, I mean, you take out Jade Cargill, you got to take out Bianca Belair, at least toss her to the outside if you can somehow, and get a quick 2-on-1 advantage here. Oh, nice flatliner there from the #1 contender. And now, oh goodness, the head just bouncing off the mat. That is not going to be feeling too good for Jade Cargill. And now, oh man, the back rake as well. Oof, man. I hate to be Jade Cargill. I mean, not only losing the Money in the Bank briefcase, but very well could be losing the tag team championships, depending on how this looks like, because Bianca's the one that's been saving her butt this whole entire matchup here. And that's not a shot at Jade Cargill. It's just, you know, it's a little rough there, you could say. As now Bianca gets tagged in. Jade Cargill knew exactly what was going on, and now Bianca Belair has her up and going to power her back down, just to set her up for a possible KOD on site here at Evolution. Bianca Belair, KOD to Green, pinfall, 1, 2, Green kicks out before Niven could even get there. And now Bianca going to show you the strength and power of her from the ground up. Man, absolutely masterful class from Bianca. But no, just a 1 count. Green trying to do her best to stay in this matchup as long as possible. Now Green gets hit with an Irish whip, tosses her into the corner, but Green now fighting for her life. Chelsea Green, looking for the unprettier in enemy territory. The unprettier to Bianca. Is that going to be a massive win? 2, no, 2.5. Very, very close. What can you ask more of right now, ladies and gentlemen? One brutal matchup. Jade Cargill is running through her lives right now like a cat, and Bianca Belair, you know, she's in rough shape. Chelsea and Piper, they're hanging on by a thread as well, and just trying to figure out who is going to be the tag team champions after this event, as a black hole slam from Piper Niven. Certainly, they're doing some damage finally to Bianca Belair, where this could eventually add up here, where Bianca may not be able to pick up or, you know, continue to interfere in this matchup. Is off that splash there. Pinfall, is this it? 2! Ooh, big kick out from Piper, or I should say from Bianca, but I think Jade Cargill was going to be there anyway. And now here comes Chelsea Green. Piper doing a lot of damage. Chelsea Green doing some damage as well. Chelsea now, I think she may have been thinking possibly a unprettier once again, but luckily Bianca was able to get herself out of that bad situation. Here we go. Jade and Bianca with a nice double clothesline takes down Chelsea Green. Oh, just dragging her in by the back of her hair. Man, that is not going to be feeling too good. Now off the ropes, Jade Cargill looking for that pump kick, and now a flat liner from Chelsea. Is this going to be it? Pinfall opportunity. 2. Oh, so close. I think Jade was going to be able to kick out. Very close, though. Into a nice impaler DDT, spiking her on her head. And now Piper Niven going to get the opportunity to pick up the scraps here. And now going to bring Jade Cargill back in, just like Jade did to Chelsea. This is the type of matchup you guys want to see in this tag team division, ladies and gentlemen. Just these women putting on a masterful class. As another black hole slam here at ringside. As, man, look at the body of Jade Cargill, man. She is definitely feeling it tonight. As Piper looking over towards Bianca, looking to maybe do something to her, and brings her inside the ring. Piper's got to be very careful not to over-insert too much. It's a black hole slam to Bianca Belair as well. I know Chelsea Green gets the tag as Bianca was taken out. Let's see if Green can do something here. Oh, going for a back suplex. Did not work out in her favor. And now Cargill trying to figure out something. Looking for some snake eyes. Takes down Chelsea Green. Both teams are definitely feeling it in this aspect of this matchup as Jade Cargill has her up and down she goes for a good old-fashioned jaded to Chelsea Green. Is this enough? Yes, it is. Piper Niven a little bit slower to get in the ring, unfortunately, and Bianca and Jade Cargill retain. But ladies and gentlemen, they can celebrate as much as they want to, but just in a matter of moments, the irresistible forces will be making their presence known. And here they come, ladies and gentlemen, the irresistible forces, Nia Jax and Lash Legend. You may be looking at, ladies and gentlemen, the next two to walk out as the women's tag team champions. Lash Legend, she obviously can tell, a little busted open in between the eye right there, big gash there. But you have a Nia Jax who is 100%, and that is not good for Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. I'm not saying that Bianca and Jade cannot somehow survive it, but their chances of surviving it, they barely survived against the Secret Hervis, but now they're going to have to do against two powerhouses. Lash Legend, she's a little hurt right now, but Nia Jax at 100%, she is going to be literally a dominant force in this matchup. Can't wait to see how this is all going to pan out. You know, Bianca and Jade, they're going to have to fight their heart out here, but their chances are just not going to be good. Like we said, you can't count them out, but you know, it's just rough. Very rough, ladies and gentlemen. Just in a matter of moments, we will see quite possibly new women's tag team champions, Lash Legend and Nia Jax. For the women's tag team championships, they'll even give them a slight introduction as well here briefly.
Introducing the challengers, the team of Lash Legend and Nia Jax. And their opponents, the team of Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for some tag team action. Lash Legend and Jade Cargill will kick off the second women's tag team match. Referee rings the bell for the second matchup as a big super kick right there to that open wound by Lash Legend on her face there. And now let's see what Jade and Bianca want to do in this situation here. And they are going to look to overpower Lash Legend early on here. And I think if I'm Bianca and Jade, you got to keep Lash Legend in this ring. You don't allow Lash to get Nia Jax in this ring, because if you do, obviously the chance is already tough. But you know, Lash Legend, she already was a part of the Royal Rumble or the Battle Royal earlier on tonight. So if you get Nia Jax in this ring, who's completely fresh, it's going to make it even rough. And talking about rough, we're about to see it. Here comes the irresistible force, Nia Jax. This is going to be bad for these two. There's no hard Irish whip into the corner. No, actually Nia Jax wants to keep both herself and Lash Legend fresh here. As a double back body drop right there to Bianca Belair. This is what Lash and Nia Jax are going to be pretty good about, cutting off the ring here. And now look at Bianca trying to end this matchup early. Oh, just a 1.5 there. Trying to keep Nia Jax and Lash Legend on their toes here. As Bianca with a brutal forearm strike. She yelled at her and then connected with a forearm strike, but again, just a 1.5. And now Bianca going to get the tag to Jade Cargill, former Miss Money in the Bank. Certainly trying to do everything in their power to still have those women's tag team championships around their waist. What a unique maneuver from Jade Cargill. I don't think I've ever seen that maneuver, but still not enough to keep Lash Legend down. Jade Cargill feeling pretty good about herself, and we'll see how good about herself she feels as she deals with Nia Jax, who just hits her with almost a belly bump of sorts. Uh-oh, the strength, the power here from Nia Jax has her up, and down she goes. Oof, that ain't gonna be feeling too good for sure. Now Nia Jax again looking for another power maneuver here. Ooh, a sit-out power bomb is, man, not only that military press slam, but a power bomb as well. I mean, man. And now Bianca Belair, she's in the ring now, but Nia Jax does not seem phased by it. As Jade Cargill still laid out, middle of the ring, and now Bianca Belair being laid out too. I mean, certainly right now, I mean, you gotta say, Bianca obviously still the freshest out of herself and Jade, but certainly both of them have certainly eaten quite a bit of damage. Bianca doing the right thing, rolling underneath the apron there just to try to, or I should say underneath the ropes there, just to try to give herself a second so Nia couldn't go for a pinfall. But right now, Nia Jax is still on top here as she getting a belly bump, a chest bump, whatever you want to call it. Still effective, as now Lash Legend gets tagged in here, and so does Jade Cargill, but Jade connects with a clothesline. Referee was in the way, but she was still able to connect with it. Oh, nice back suplex. That folded Lash like an accordion. Uh-oh. Jade now trying to go for a power bomb. Did not work out. Lash was able to overpower. Nice reversal from Jade Cargill in enemy territory, though. Ooh, right across the throat. Oof. That is not going to be feeling too good for sure, especially if you continue to take too much of that, as Lash able to fight herself out of her own corner. Back and forth we go. Let's see what Lash Legend can do. Nothing apparently, as Jade Cargill looking to connect with another power slam of sorts, maybe, but again Lash with a pivotal reversal. And now Lash, one of the top rope here. Lash Legend with a nice elbow right across the collarbone area. Could that be enough? Oh, Bianca right there to save the day. Oh, and then behind Bianca Belair's back here, looking to steal a victory. 2! No, very close. Everyone's seen how Kalani Jordan won the championship earlier on tonight, and they're like, why not? And look at Lash Legend yelling at the referee here. That might give Jade Cargill maybe a little bit of time to recuperate, but it doesn't look like it. Actually, oh, look at this. Is this a submission hold here? She very well could turn that into a submission. That's, ooh, man. It's a very awkward submission, but it definitely gets the job done. And now Lash from behind, looking for a back suplex, but Jade able to see that coming and was able to fold Lash Legend in half. As now here comes Jade Cargill. Oh, nice elbow into the corner. Can Jade and Bianca somehow retain the tag team championships once again here at Evolution, surviving Lash Legend and Nia Jax? And certainly if you're Lash, get Nia Jax back in the ring. She's the freshest woman in this whole entire matchup. But that's just me. We'll see if it comes into fruition. As now Lash Legend looking to go for maybe a power slam with something, but Jade able to connect with a stiff elbow. Back and forth we go between both women. Uh-oh. Jade looking for a choke slam all the way down to hell. Pinfall. 1, 2. Oh, 2.5. The matchup continues. And we'll see. Looks like Jade Cargill going to look for a tag. Yes, she does. Here comes Bianca Belair. Can they keep Lash Legend in this ring right now? They have to. Especially if they want to retain this championship, they're going to have to cut off the ring as much as heavenly possible. So what do we got going on here? Uh-oh. Oh, nice assisted DDT into a nice power slam maneuver. Into the pinfall. Nia Jax is right there to break it up, so not even a 1 count. Strong showing from Jade and Bianca despite having to survive the Secret Harvest just a little bit ago. And I honestly thought Nia Jax and Lash Legend might honestly run through them. But it shows you how good Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair work together when certainly the odds aren't in their favor. They start doing quite well to do everything in their favor to pull off what could say, honestly, a upset just in the terms of being in a bad predicament. Are we about to see another Jaded here to Lash Legend? Oh, Jaded to Lash Legend. Pinfall opportunity. But look at that. Jade Cargill ended up getting kicked by Nia Jax. She added some little sauce there still, figuring she'd get the win there. But again, right now, Lash Legend, she is getting her butt kicked right now. And she needs a tag desperately. Nia Jax is doing everything in her power as Lash Legend getting whipped by the braid of Bianca Belair. And she is getting no such love from these two. We've seen Jaded, might see a KOD, but Legend able to get herself out of that predicament. And now, Hard Irish Whip in the corner. Can Lash get a tag here? Yes, she does. Uh-oh. Big uppercut there from Lash. And now Lash and Nia, oh my goodness, look at this. Lash and Nia Jax using her shoulders from the top. Big elbow right across Bianca Belair. And Bianca Belair not knowing where she's at. And now, oh, Nia Jax with a big-time clothesline. And now Nia looking to bring the fight to Jade Cargill. 2-for-1 specials live here tonight at Evolution. This is a great strategy, honestly, by Nia Jax. She's taken out Jade Cargill and Bianca at the same time. Certainly, you got to do what you got to do at these situations. She's the freshest woman in this matchup, so certainly throwing around these women will desperately help out her chances of becoming the new women's tag team champions. There's a Bianca with a big kick to the midsection. Back and forth we go between all sorts of these women going at it again with those big kicks, punches, trying to stun Nia Jax as much as possible. And uh-oh, looking for an Alabama slam. Oh, man. And Nia Jax, another big tag. I don't know what Nia Jax, she's the freshest woman in this matchup, but I feel like she's having Lash Legend experience it more, I guess. I don't know, but if I'm the group, Nia Jax is the freshest woman in this matchup. Why not allow her to finish off this matchup for you? And now here we go, pinfall opportunity. I don't know if this will be enough. 2. Ooh, 2.5 still. Gonna have to do a little bit more damage to try to put away a woman like Bianca Belair, who is quite honestly dominating the women's division here in WWE. Ooh, backbreaker into a suplex. Nice tag team action between Nia Jax and Lash Legend there. And now Nia, hard Irish whip again. Are we going to see another tag? No, Bianca not going to allow it this time around. Nia Jax was not fazed by that, but now she's about to be fazed by a good old-fashioned KOD out of nowhere. Could you imagine? 2. No, 2.5. And Bianca cannot believe it. Certainly that KOD out of nowhere certainly opens up a lot of things, I would say, for Bianca and Jade to do to Nia Jax. But just like that, a military press slam misses out, though, by Nia Jax. Bianca was able to slip her way out of that situation. And now Jade and Bianca again going to bring the fight to Nia Jax. It don't look like Jade was trying to, I don't know, with Bianca Belair. But still, pivotal matchup in this women's tag team division. Certainly on the road to SummerSlam. It's a nice sit-out powerbomb from Nia. Oh, nice reversal from Jade. Into a spear out of nowhere. Spear out of nowhere, and you're starting to feel this match starting to go in the corner of Bianca and Jade. That KOD out of nowhere really changed the perspective of this matchup, as Nia Jax trying to do everything in her power to keep Bianca Belair down too. Ooh. Now here comes the tag. Here comes Lash Legend, this young and up-and-coming woman superstar here in WWE. Can she put away Bianca Belair here? Uh-oh. With this maneuver. Oh, goodness. Vicious maneuver there to Bianca. I don't know if that will be enough. It will not be, because Jade Cargill right there to save the day. Now Lash. Oh, no. She gets thrown to the apron. Jade Cargill saving Bianca and gives her a little bit of time to recuperate here momentarily. Nia Jax inadvertently not helping her tag team partner there as this matchup continues. Another tag here from both sides as Jade Cargill gets tagged into the ring. Back and forth you go. Lash Legend and Jade Cargill here. Ultimately, it's all about who wants it more in this situation, ladies and gentlemen. Back and forth we go. Still to come is a 1-on-2 handicap match for the Women's Tag Team Championships, where Asuka fights up against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Also later on tonight, we got certainly Liv Morgan, Stephanie Valkyrie, Queen of the Ring. Can't wait to see how that matchup pans out. Should be one heck of a matchup there. Plus Bianca Belair will be back in action as she takes on Nikki Bella for the Women's U.S. Championship as well. So we'll have to wait and see a lot of what happens in this match. Very well could affect what happens in that Women's U.S. Championship match. As Jade with a nice Irish whip, tosses her into enemy territory, and now Jade looking for a good old-fashioned stinger splash. And I think her chest area really landed hard on that turnbuckle, man. That is not going to feel too good. As Nia Jax with a leg drop to the back of the neck. Man, that is not going to feel good. Pinfall opportunity, but Bianca Belair is going to be right there to save the day momentarily. Now Jade again getting herself out of that bad situation. For both of these sides, I don't know honestly how much more you can really withstand at this opportune time. Obviously, you know, in these championship matches, you're going to have a little bit more adrenaline and how you're going to be able to control yourself, but it's still going to be tough no matter what. As again, Jade Cargill able to hit her with that I would say, I guess, almost like a rebound clothesline or a reversal of sorts. And now Jade, is she going to get a tag? Yes, she will. And now we're back to 50-50 essentially as Belair running knee strike. She had enough time to connect on that. Bianca trying to maybe try to toss her in the corner. Nia Jax fighting back though. And again though, back and forth here. And now Nia going to toss Bianca halfway across the ring. And I think the longer this matchup goes, if you're Nikki Bella backstage there, you got to smile a mile wide, because right now this is going to favor you later on in the evening when you challenge for that Women's U.S. Championship. And that suplex by Bianca Belair, very impressive there, but just a one count. That's even more impressive for Nia Jax to be able to count or kick herself out of that situation. What can these two teams do to each other, ladies and gentlemen, to really get the upper hand? As now Bianca Belair, nice moonsault, those handstands, they're working out in her favor. Now into the corner, big reversal from Nia Jax, so big elbow. And oh, she's grabbing that braid there and now just tossing her halfway across the ring. Nia Jax is going to have to start hitting some big-time maneuvers, maybe that Samoan drop or something like that if they want to walk out victorious. They did have that one where, Nia was on top of Lash Legend's shoulders, as look at Bianca. Oh my goodness, what a neck breaker. And now Nia Jax will throw Jade Cargill into the corner. We're going to see a tag here. No. Nia telling Bianca to kiss her, you know what. And here comes Nia Jax, but she gave too much time to Bianca. You got to feel the last couple stages of this matchup here, ladies and gentlemen, is starting to go down in the favor of the champions right now. Ooh, a spear into the corner, and Bianca now going to take her time here. Certainly, you come into these matches with a certain mindset, certainly a certain strategy on how you attack this. But right now, I think we're getting into the territories of this matchup where you're hitting some big time maneuvers and it hasn't been enough. Where your partner keeps on saving your butt in these situations. It's just, what do you do in these strategies? Now you're going to have to go kind of off the book here. As wait a minute, Nia trying to steal one here. 2, 3, and they do it. They do it. The irresistible forces have done it out of nowhere. And that's what we talk about, the strategies, ladies and gentlemen, out of nowhere. And just like that, we have ourselves new women's tag team champions. Nia Jax and Lash Legend, they are now on top of the women's tag team division. And certainly a lot can be said about that, but they certainly had to earn it tonight live at Evolution, and certainly another new champion has arisen here live at Evolution. But now up next is a good old-fashioned 2-on-1 handicap match for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. Unless Asuka could have found somebody backstage there or wanted to find another partner, she goes at it alone tonight, live here tonight at the Evolution pay-per-view. One of the best to ever do it. Her name is Asuka. In the very first episode of NXT was crowned the NXT Women's Champion by William Regal at that time. We'll see how Asuka fares tonight, though. In this matchup, she could very well walk out with both of the NXT Tag Team titles, knocking off Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Like we said, this is a 2-on-1 handicap matchup unless Asuka finds a tag team partner. At one time, it was scheduled to be the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, taking on Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Obviously, the unfortunate news of Kairi Sane no longer being in the company kind of had to change William Regal on how he wanted to do stuff. And he gave Asuka the situation, hey, Asuka, you're more than welcome to find a tag team partner, or you can go at it alone for the tag team titles. So either we're not going to figure that out. I guess we'll figure out with the entrance music real quick. As comes Bayley, but certainly it does not look like Asuka is having a tag team partner. So we're going to have Bayley and Lyra defending those women's tag team championships here tonight, live here at Evolution against Asuka, who on NXT defeated one of these women live there on NXT. So certainly Asuka is not afraid to get herself stuff done, certainly by herself. And she even did that before, being in tag teams here in WWE. So Asuka's not afraid to get the job done by herself here. As here we go, Asuka, Bayley, 1-on-1. Or I should say starting off a one-on-one, but technically it's a two-on-one handicap match. William Regal could have made this a two-on-one handicap matchup in the terms of like a tornado handicap matchup where, you know, Bayley and Lyra were going to be in this match at the same time. But nope, he's making this fair to Asuka, good old-fashioned two-on-one handicap match. Now the favor goes to the NXT Tag Team Champions, obviously with Bayley and Lyra, but Asuka, with how dominant she has been throughout Universe Mode, ladies and gentlemen, you could very well see Asuka, you know, walk out with both Tag Team Championships, if I'm honest with you. And certainly Bayley having some welts on her body as well. You know, she was a part of that Women's Battle Royal earlier on tonight. You know, she was looking to have that championship match that Kalani Jordan had earlier on in the evening, where she became the new Women's World Champion. There's a big scoop slam there, taking down Asuka there. And now here comes Lyra Valkyria, young up-and-coming superstar here in WWE, learning from Bayley, which is always a great thing to do. And we'll see if they can continue to be the Women's Tag Team Champions here tonight, here live at Evolution. It certainly will not be easy, though. Bayley and Lyra are definitely going to have to earn it tonight. The big-time scoop slam takes down Asuka. But like we said before, big-time evening ahead. We saw Bianca Belair. She has herself another matchup. She just lost the Women's Tag Team Championships. Now she takes on Nikki Bella for the Women's U.S. Championship. So we'll see how that's all going to pan out here. I mean, Bianca went through absolute hell, so you got to think it maybe favor Nikki Bella, but we'll kind of see how that all is going to pan out. Plus, in your main event, still to come tonight, we also have your Queen of the Ring, where Raw versus SmackDown, essentially, with Monday Night Raw Stephanie Bakir takes on Liv Morgan from Friday Night SmackDown. And also, even before that, we get the NXT Women's Championship matchup tonight between Blake Monroe and JC Jane. So much great action that we're seeing from all brands. We've even seen legends tonight in that Battle Royal, from Kelly to Molly Holly to Stacy Keibler, Lita, Trish Stratus, everybody in between, AJ Lee, Natalia. We saw a little bit of everything tonight. That's what we love to see. The past, the current, the future, everything coming all together tonight for this fantastic event. It's now Bayley off the ropes again. Oh, that was a stiff knee. You're going to have some busted teeth. You continue to eat stuff like that. As now Bayley was looking to go high risk. Asuka, wait a minute, looking to maybe take out Lyra Valkyria here. She kind of needs to get the upper hand as much as possible here. But Bayley's like, nope, not going to allow that to happen. Nope. And now Bayley's all fired up here. Referee now starting this count here. Oh, wait a minute. Bayley, flying cross body, and it connects to Asuka. And now the count will be restarted. Also, I know Bayley loves to fight her opponents here at ringside from time to time, but when you deal with the Empress of Tomorrow that loves to be very dangerous with her own strikes, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of those situations where you gotta be careful, because Asuka, this is her territory here at ringside as well. And now Bayley gonna get herself back inside the ring here. And Bayley yelling at Asuka to get herself back inside the ring. It would be a shame to have a count out. Asuka able to get herself back in the ring. Here we go, roll up here on Bayley. Is this enough? No, that roll up was not enough. Got to continue to scratch and claw here. I'm gonna work on that left knee, man. Oh, you cannot allow Asuka even to get a little bit of momentum going, or she'll definitely use it against you. As Asuka taking that top turnbuckle off, looking to use it to her advantage. No, I guess not. And now Asuka, bounces Bayley's head off that top turnbuckle. Gonna go for a scoop slam. There you go, Asuka. Starting to build up some momentum. Bayley stirring up to her feet. Asuka now. Oh my god, missile drop kick right to the chest / face area. And right now Bayley's starting to stir. You know, in the terms of, you know, she's going downhill. Asuka's coming uphill right now. And uh-oh, Bayley, middle of the ring. But luckily, Lyra Valkyria right there to break it up. And certainly Bayley being in that battle royal, that makes sure she's not 100%. Going for the double knees, but Bayley able to reverse. Bayley now with a Bayley to belly to Asuka out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, Bayley catches Asuka. And now this will allow Lyra Valkyria maybe to get some action in here. She's telling Asuka to get up to her feet. Going for a springboard, crossbody, turns Asuka inside out. Now into the pinfall. Will that be enough to take down Asuka? 2. No, 2.5. Very close, but got to do a little bit more damage here. Now Lyra, what is she thinking about doing? Uh-oh. Looking for a powerbomb? Maybe. Yes, she does. And like we mentioned on the latest edition of NXT, we saw Lyra and Asuka going at it with Asuka defeating Lyra Valkyria. Could it be the opposite tonight? Looking for that rosebud here. Bam! Down she goes right there in the middle of the ring, planting her right on her face. 2. No, 2.5. Got to do a little bit more. Got to keep on bringing the fight to Asuka. Asuka always says nobody's ready for Asuka. Certainly with the amount of damage that that she brings. And now Asuka taking off that top turnbuckle. Oh, but runs into a nice crossbody, turns Asuka inside out. You gotta feel Asuka's, she's gotta be on her last legs right now. You feel Lyra and Bayley has been bringing the fight to her. Referee doing his job though, and might be costing them a matchup. Not even a 1 count due to the referee dealing with that top turnbuckle. But that gives Lyra and Bayley a little bit more time to focus up here, continue to try to bring the fight to Asuka. Oh, big elbow right to that left knee there. It certainly won't be feeling too good. But, Lyra's got to be very careful not to show the pain too much, because Asuka could very well use that to her advantage and start to target those situations, that those limbs that hurt. Is now Asuka. Oh, nice sit-out powerbomb there. Very unique sit-out powerbomb. Now Lyra Valkyria, she's in trouble here. Maybe you bring Bayley back in right now, but Asuka's going to try to do everything in her power to, I'm going to do as much damage as I can to one of these superstars, and then, hey, if they get themselves back in the ring, then, they're not going to be 100% as well. As Lyra Valkyria just runs right into Asuka. Certainly Asuka probably feeling a little off in this matchup. Certainly not her typical matchup. Normally she would have Kairi Sane, who's no longer here in the company. As now Asuka right in front of Bayley. Going to go for the pinfall. Could see new tag team champions, but nope, not yet. Still plenty left in the tank there for Lyra Valkyria. Bayley still has plenty left in the tank as well. It's just trying to find what works right now. It's what Asuka is doing right now. Now Lyra, oh, look at these knees, right to the kidneys, into a nice DDT. You just gotta continue to bring the fight to Asuka. You cannot, be kind of shy in how you attack her. You just gotta bring it to her. And right now you've seen those knee strikes, and now into the double suplex takes Asuka down in the middle of the ring. And look at Asuka, she's trying to roll herself out of the ring. Bayley knew exactly what was happening and met her right outside. Certainly these women's tag team champions, they mean a lot to Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Going to do everything in their power to retain the championships, especially when it's a 2-on-1 handicap match. Vicious code breaker there from Asuka. And now Asuka bringing the fight here to Lyra Valkyria. Big takedown there. Bayley's down and out though, so is Asuka. Can Bayley stir up here? I mean, obviously with the advantage goes to the tag team champions, but certainly nobody wants to see a count-out victory or a count-out loss. And certainly for Asuka, it wouldn't do her anything. Obviously she wouldn't be able to win the championships. Bayley with a Irish whip into the corner. Trying to inflict some more pain here on the Empress of Tomorrow. Oh, the double knees. The double knees right to the midsection. Is that enough to retain the tag team championships? No. 2.5. As now Asuka's tossed into enemy territory once again here. Bayley and Lyra looking on, trying to figure out what they need to do to put away Asuka. They know it's not going to be easy. They got to do a lot of damage. And oh, look at Bayley choking the life out of Asuka. And referee said, hey, you can't be doing that. You have up to a 5 count there. But Bayley, I feel like maybe she's getting a little desperate in this situation. Pinfall opportunity. Oh, strong. 1 kick out. And Bayley looking at the referee saying, what, are you kidding me? Like, seriously? Couldn't get more out of that? Rebound. Oh, Asuka able to capitalize on that. Oh, nice gut wrench slam as well. Trying to slow down Bayley as much as possible. Bayley going to look to get a tag here, possibly. Yes, she does. Here comes Lyra Valkyria. Bayley's down and out. Asuka taking it to Lyra Valkyria now. The tag team champions are in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. Bayley now stirring up to her feet, but a big elbow drop from Asuka. Right across the chest area, maybe collarbone area. As now Asuka, maybe looking for an Asuka lock, maybe. Yes, we do. Asuka lock about to be applied. Middle of the ring. Lyra Valkyria is in trouble. Middle of the ring, but Bayley saves the day. And now Lyra Valkyria, she's firing herself up. But no, Asuka stops that right in its tracks. Oh, but no, Lyra Valkyria not backing down. Hard Iriship into the corner as well. Hard-hitting NXT Women's Tag Team Championship match. Good old-fashioned 2-on-1 handicap match. You got the NXT Tag Team Champions, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, taking on Asuka. It's a brain buster. Drops Asuka down there in the middle of the ring. And now you might be thinking Lyra Valkyria might be looking for the Nightwing here, possibly. But Asuka with a forearm strike. And rolling her up here. Asuka here looking to steal 1, 2. No, 2.5. And look at Asuka, Lyra Valkyria locking eyes. It's a code breaker to Lyra. Code breaker to Lyra. Asuka now could be on the verge of becoming the women's tag team champions. And the Asuka lock is applied. Middle of the ring. Lyra Valkyria. Nowhere to go. But Bayley saves the day again. How much more can Lyra withstand in that situation? Probably a matter of moments to possibly losing that match out. And now another predicament. Is this it? Oh, that was close. Bayley saving the day by a millisecond. And now Asuka looking to use the ropes to her advantage. Oh, just a 1 count. Oh my goodness, what a punch. And now Lyra realizing she's in trouble. Bayley's the last hope in this matchup. Uh-oh, looking to finish this matchup. Bayley ain't playing around anymore. Rose plant right down in the middle of that ring. Oh, Asuka kicks out at 2. Oh my goodness. 2 WWE legends have done so much in this business. Asuka and Bayley. Something has to give between these two. As a nice swinging slam there from Bayley. Knee striking misses wildly. Asuka trying to spear her knee out from underneath her. Did not work out. And now Bayley gonna hit her with a clothesline into the corner. If you're Bayley, I think that's a mistake, but we'll see if it comes into fruition here with the double back body drop. Now good old-fashioned head scissors there. I think you got to keep Bayley in this matchup, I believe, but I guess that's just me. As Asuka with a nice clothesline into their corner. Asuka now. Oh, nice uppercut into the bulldog. That's an awkward-looking bulldog there from Asuka. And Asuka now. Oh, no. Big reversal from Lyra Valkyria. Anyone's ball game right now. This has been one hell of a 2-on-1 handicap match. This is for the tag team championships. Asuka is giving Lyra and Bayley much much more than they probably expected. And now Lyra going to the top rope district, telling her to get up to her feet. What is Lyra thinking about doing? Leg drop. No, leg drop somehow doesn't connect. I don't understand that, but that's okay. Back and forth we go. Asuka and Lyra Valkyria. Uh-oh. Almost like a disarmer of sorts. Different variation of it. Lyra Valkyria might have to tap out. Referee is in prime position. He's watching it. Will Lyra have to tap out here? No. Nope. She's going to do a good old-fashioned twirl. Get herself out of that situation. I still don't understand how that leg drop doesn't connect on Asuka, but like I said, I guess I don't get paid enough to understand that. As now Asuka, almost like a 1916 there to Lyra Valkyria. And I'm really just wrenching in on that arm, man. That is not feeling too good. Asuka now going to go for a good old-fashioned scoop slam. And then going to go to the top rope. No, second rope. Second turnbuckle. Asuka really going to work here. Oh, going for that drop kick. Lyra Valkyria, can she capitalize? Kind of have to in the later stages of this matchup. Certainly if you didn't have Bayley in this matchup, you never know how this matchup is going. As now a double back suplex again. And Bayley now telling Asuka to get up to her feet. Can Bayley put this matchup away? But no, Asuka. Asuka continues to scratch and claw. So does Bayley. Big punch of the ribs there. And now I'm going to use that leg. Oh, and then work on the other leg. Going to go for the pinfall attempt. Simple and effective. 2. No, 2.5. Yeah, Bayley's really trying to figure out what she can hit this opportune time as another clothesline misses. Not clothesline, but I should say Irish whip. As Asuka really wrenching in on that shoulder blade. Into a nice sit-out powerbomb. Into the pinfall. Could you imagine how the tag team championships lose? No. Bayley able to kick out. And now Asuka. Uh-oh. Is she thinking about... the Asuka lock here? Yes, she does to Bayley. Bayley in trouble now. Can Lyra save her? Yes, she does. Just in the nick of time. Snapmare takedown from Asuka into the karate kick. Right to the face, almost like a trouble in paradise of sorts. Look at these massive kicks to the face, and now Bayley is busted wide open. For a 2-on-1 handicap match, Asuka is really giving them the business tonight. And now Bayley from behind. Oh, tosses her into the top turnbuckle there. And if this is just a preview of what the rest of this card looks like tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are in for a treat. And Bayley's all fired up. She's trying to get the crowd behind her so she can connect with whatever she's thinking about doing. Running knee to the face. Now Bayley tosses her to the other side of the corner. Asuka doesn't approve of it. And now Asuka's going to look to go to work on her. Oh, goodness. Right to that open wound. Nobody is ready for Asuka. And Asuka giving them a fight of a lifetime tonight. Oh, spinning heel kick right to the midsection. And now here comes Asuka into the hip attack to Bayley. That very well could be the knockout blow, ladies and gentlemen. What does Asuka want to do here? Pivotal moment in this match. Looks like, oh, different variation here of a submission hold. Middle of the ring. Oh, and Asuka makes Bayley tap out. And ladies and gentlemen, Asuka is your new women's tag team champions live here at Evolution. That is correct. All by herself, Asuka is on top of the women's tag team division. Wow, wow, wow.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Women's United States Championship.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your Women's U.S. Championship match. It is Nikki Bella taking on Bianca Belair. Certainly for Nikki Bella tonight, certainly went through, or I should say Bianca Belair, who's gone through hell tonight. This is the perfect opportune time for Nikki Bella to walk out the new U.S. champion. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill retained the first time around against the Secret Harvest. Second time around, the Irresistible Forces were able to walk out the new tag team champions, but certainly Bianca and Jade gave them a run for their money. As you can see all that blood on that mat, ladies and gentlemen, it certainly has been a chaotic night to say the least, as here comes the Women's U.S. Champion, Bianca Belair. Certainly went through hell and back tonight. We'll see if she can somehow retain that U.S. Championship. Not saying it's going to be easy for Nikki Bella, but we saw it earlier on tonight with that matchup that Becky Lynch had, where she took on Kalani Jordan, who won that Battle Royal to start us off at Evolution. Kalani Jordan said, hey, you know what, I want to go where I'm loved, I want to go where my husband's at, but I also want to go challenge someone like Becky Lynch. We saw that, she defeated Becky Lynch, but I guarantee you, Becky Lynch, we are not going to hear the end of it whatsoever. But we'll get there on Monday Night Raw, but right now we're worried about another Monday Night Raw matchup representing the Raw brand, that being the U.S. Championship, and that being Bianca Belair defending against Nikki Bella.
Introducing the challenger from Scottsdale, Arizona, Nikki Bella. And her opponent from Knoxville, Tennessee, the WWE Women's United States Champion, Bianca Belair.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Will we have a new Women's U.S. Champion? We are about to find out here in just a matter of moments. Referee rings the bell. Here we go. Massive forearm strike. And just a reminder, Jade Cargill did cash in her Money in the Bank briefcase because she was able to. Obviously, Adam Pearce announced that on Monday Night Raw recently. We saw that matchup. So there will be no cash in tonight from, obviously, Jade Cargill. No Money in the Bank briefcases left on Raw or SmackDown. Ooh, vicious knee there from Nikki Bella. Another opportunity with a pinfall. Will this be enough? Two. Ooh, very close. And normally you probably only get a one count, if that. But right now, you know, Bianca Belair, she's went through hell and high water tonight to try to retain the Women's Tag Team Championships. That second match, she was tough. But it took a roll-up from the Irresistible Forces to defeat Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. As now, Nikki Bella with an Alabama slam to good old Bianca Belair. And this is where Nikki Bella has to continue to bring that fight here to Bianca, because you just cannot, try to, I would say, look past her, despite all the injuries she possibly has in this match. It's Nikki Bella, here we go, running clothesline, takes down Bianca at ringside here. And look at Nikki Nikki Bella again. No, she's not allowing Belair to get any ounce of what I would say just a breather in these situations. As now, Nikki Bella from the top rope. Big elbow, but she took way too much time. And that gave Bianca Belair a little bit of some time to recuperate. And now Bianca gonna use the outside ring here to her advantage. Bianca Belair's all fired up here. And if you're just tuning in right now, this is for the Women's U.S. Championship. Only a number of matches left on tonight's card, including the NXT Women's Championship still to come, plus the Queen of the Ring finals from Raw and SmackDown, where we see Liv Morgan from SmackDown taking on Stephanie Vaquer from Monday Night Raw. As Nikki Bella with a nice reversal tosses her in to the corner down there. And there you can see it on the right, probably right-hand side of your screen there, that U.S. Championship as Belair tosses Nikki Bella to the other side. And like I've said before at tonight's festivities, a lot of stuff that happens tonight is going to change the road to what SummerSlam looks like, ladies and gentlemen. We've already seen new champions. We've seen Becky Lynch retain, but it ended up losing to Kalani Jordan, who won the Battle Royal. Plus, Rhea Ripley defeated Alexa Bliss to become the new women's champion and to regain it after getting cashed in a number of weeks ago. And you guys will really figure out kind of what the matches for SummerSlam are going to look like after the end of this night, especially in the women's divisions for Raw and SmackDown. As now Nikki Bella, trying to go for a fallaway slam, but Bianca Belair just was able to be too much top heavy in the terms of, Nikki Bella trying to overhead toss her, and Bianca Belair just, I would say, a little bit more lengthier than Nikki Bella in that situation. Nice jumping clothesline there from Nikki Bella. You feel like everything's a little bit slower for Bianca Belair. She's had a rough night, unfortunately. It's a big elbow right across the chest area there of Bianca. Is that enough? 2, 3. Nikki Bella is your new Women's U.S. Champion. And you're probably thinking, what kind of match was that, ladies and gentlemen? Well, with the injuries that Bianca Belair has withstanded in the first 2 tag team matches, you had to go down that rabbit hole and think that's what was going to happen. And that's what happened, ladies and gentlemen. New Women's U.S. Champion on Monday Night Raw, and she's the ever fearless Nikki Bella. Damn shame it happens like that, but hey, that is the business for you. And Bianca Belair came into tonight with 2 championships, the U.S. Championship and the tag team titles, and now she leaves with nothing. But now we transition to some more championship action.
The following is scheduled for one fall, and is for the NXT Women's Championship.
It is time for what they could say your co-main event of the evening. It is Fatal Influences. JC Jane making her way down to this very ring. She's the winner of the NXT Breakout Tournament. She won it last night against Ivy Nile. Now tonight, JC Jane looks to capitalize on that win and will look to become the new NXT Women's Champion. Big opportunity for this young lady. Certainly, she's been in NXT for years now, trying to find that breakout opportunity. She ends up obviously winning that breakout tournament, and obviously with the help of Fallon Henley, certainly leading the way in that tournament. And now, certainly it all comes to a head. She faces off with the ever-impressive Blake Monroe. And certainly, you get yourself a big stage here in Atlanta, Georgia at Evolution. What a way to make a name for yourself than knocking off Blake Monroe. Can JC Jane do it? Certainly. She's even going to have the numbers game. Will it come into fruition, though, is the question. As Certainly JC Jane, she's very, very confident. She's looking to hold her first ever major championship here in WWE, and certainly winning the NXT championship, pardon me, would do wonders for her. And here is your NXT Women's Champion, Blake Monroe. Certainly able to have her rise here in NXT only continuing to be better and better every time we see her here live in NXT. You know, she had a very competitive match against Carmen Petrovic recently on NXT. I'm just showing you, hey, it doesn't matter if you're up-and-coming superstar or, a veteran. Blake Monroe will beat you at the end of the night. But tonight, she has another woman on her radar. That happens to be JC Jane, who's looking to hold her first ever NXT Women's Championship. Can she do it tonight, or will JC Jane have had to work that whole entire time through that NXT Breakout Tournament just to lose in this co-main event of the evening?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and is for the NXT Women's Championship. Introducing the challenger from Tampa, Florida, JC Jane. And her opponent from London, England, the NXT Women's Champion, Blake Monroe.
Not gonna lie, that NXT Women's Championship looks very well around Blake Monroe's waist. Plus, it really matches her attire that she has on for the most part. So we'll see how she deals with the numbers game tonight here in this co-main event, taking on JC Jane for that for that NXT Women's Championship. JC Jane, Blake Monroe, here we go. Look at Blake Monroe coming right out of the gate, coming right after Miss JC Jane, and that's certainly what you got to do sometimes. And last night there, live at a Great American Bash, JC Jane and Ivy Nile put up, I would say, a pretty good fight. I thought maybe at times that Ivy Nile might have been able to win that, but JC Jane was able to build some offense towards the end of that matchup and walk out victorious. Now on the biggest stage here at Evolution, here at Atlanta, Georgia, getting an opportunity to knock off Blake Monroe for the NXT Women's Championship. It's Blake trying to figure out what she wants to do here in this big key situation here. Certainly a lot of NXT talent in the back watching all the festivities going down tonight with Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. And certainly this is the last NXT matchup of the evening, as NXT is losing a superstar to Monday Night Raw. That is Kalani Jordan joining the Monday Night Raw roster ever since since defeating Becky Lynch for the Women's World Championship earlier on in the evening. And then tonight in your main event, still to come after this very matchup, you're going to get Stephanie Valkyrie for Monday Night Raw taking on SmackDown's own Liv Morgan of the Judgment Day. Very curious to see how that's all going to pan out, and certainly, can you imagine, Stephanie Valkyrie wins the matchup tonight in the main event, and then that would be Kalani Jordan versus Stephanie Valkyrie, but obviously Becky Lynch is going to want to throw her head into that matchup, so, how does that look like going into SummerSlam if that were to go down? But then obviously Liv Morgan, she wins. It looks like it's going to be her and Rhea Ripley. So a lot of things coming our way here tonight if that happens to go certain ways tonight. It's just a one count there. JC Jane going to continue to bring the offensive here to Blake Monroe. Big haymaker here. Here comes JC again. Uh-oh. Swinging neck breaker. Just enough to really take Blake Monroe out of action to the outside. And certainly having Fallon Henley here at ringside, like we had that numbers game is what we talked about. It could come to a head here. Now here comes Blake Monroe with that running knee. Certainly that running knee is not going to feel too good. That stomping away on the hand area. That is something to really watch out for too in these key matches, because it could set up for certainly a submission hold whatsoever in this match. As now JC Jane looking to fly. Big elbow, but it misses. Blake Monroe gonna now look to capitalize. Oh, but she won't, but it may have busted open Blake Monroe. And Blake Monroe is in trouble, and she even ate a strike, and then she eats another one. Right now, JC Jane has the momentum. Could JC Jane be the one walking out of Evolution as the NXT Women's Champion? Look at that big cut across the face there, ladies and gentlemen, of Blake Monroe. We'll try to get ourselves a better camera angle here, but man, certainly the glamour is definitely feeling it right now, man. Could be a broken nose. It looks like it's right in between the eyes there. Is JC Jane bringing all sorts of brutality here at ringside. As she's tossed in the middle of the ring there. Now JC not allowing Blake Monroe to get any sort of rest here. Here comes JC Jane from the top rope. Flying crossbody turns her inside out. And now even Fallon Henley bringing in a steel chair here. Oh, luckily referee grabbed that chair because that elbow would have landed right on top of that chair. And we'll see if Blake Monroe can kind of wake up. Definitely in a tough spot. Pinfall opportunity from Blake Monroe, looking to retain the championship here. But no, just a 2 count. Can continue to scratch and claw here. Blake with a springboard of sorts, kind of running the ropes here and able to take down Miss JC Jane there. But now, once you connect with the big move, you got to keep that ball rolling right now. And that's what Blake Monroe needs to do, as JC Jane now busted wide open. Both of these women in a bad way. It's a nice maneuver from Blake Monroe. And right now the champ has the challenger in trouble. Big headbutt there. Takes down the challenger. The challenger feeling that strike, and certainly both of these women are going to be feeling it after this one. But you got to believe, walking out with a championship is going to make yourself feel a lot better once this adrenaline wears off. There's a big stabber there to JC Jane into the pinfall. 2. Very close. And another sling blade just for good measure. Blake Monroe not done just yet. Ooh, the spinning forearm. I think she just stole JC Jane's maneuver there, ladies and gentlemen. Could you imagine? That's how you lose. No, 2.5. 2.5. Hold on just a minute. Oh, fatal influence. You got some good old-fashioned distraction here, ladies and gentlemen. You already have 2 of the members here at ringside, but it seems like certainly nothing like a good old distraction of fatal influences music, and JC Jane connects with that spinning forearm. Is that distraction enough? 1, 2, no, 2.5. Almost enough to put down the champ, but the champ is still alive here. And look at JC Jane yelling at the referee. And referee, it's not his fault. And now the distraction by the referee. Is that enough to put down JC Jane? 2. No, Jane kicks out to 2.5. That would have been one crazy way to certainly lose your matchup like that. And now Blake Monroe to the top rope. Frog splash to the outside. One heck of an NXT women's match, pardon me. Women's tag was earlier on tonight. But back and forth we go for the NXT Women's Championship. And now Blake trying to toss her back inside the ring, and JC Jane is not going to allow that. Look for some snake eyes, maybe? Nope. Good old-fashioned knee right to the shoulder blade area. Uh-oh. JC Jane looking to jump off the top of this barricade. Right to Blake Monroe, but did not work out in her favor. Now Blake Monroe, can she capitalize? No, she cannot. Very back and forth matchup this has been, ladies and gentlemen. All for the NXT Women's Championship. Who heads to the next edition of NXT on top of the NXT Women's Division? Does it still go with Blake Monroe, or will it be that woman right there, JC Jane? Blake Monroe was able to take out Roxanne Perez. You know, we figured it was going to be the era of Blake Monroe, ladies and gentlemen. But now JC Jane trying to take Blake Monroe's path away from her right now as she trips over that lovely steel chair there. Back and forth we go here. Plenty of in-ring action still to come. And uh-oh, Blake from the top rope here. Pointing at the kids in the crowd. About to go high risk here. Oh, going for a drop kick of sorts. Did not work out in her favor. And now JC Jane. This is the perfect time for her to capitalize in this bad situation. JC Jane, top of the turnbuckle here. Oh, and she connects with that missile drop kick. Takes down the champion. That could be enough to retain the championship too. Or I should say become the new champion. But it was not enough just yet. And now the challenger goes up top. Oh, and a senton from the top. But look at Blake Monroe. She's rolling to the, or at least trying to get to the ropes, realizing, you know, she could have got hit with a pinfall. Could very well been it. Was not enough just yet, though. And, oh, right on that top rope. That ain't going to be feeling too good. And now from the second rope, what is Monroe thinking? Going for a simple but effective, but again, drop kick missing. She might as well just stop going to the top rope. I think it's only going to ruin her chances of retaining that NXT Women's Championship. Oh, she blocks the spinning forearm strike. Blake Monroe, DDT, spikes her in the middle of the ring. Pinfall opportunity, referees there. 2, 3, no, 2.9. Jane kicks out in the nick of time. What a matchup, man. Oh my goodness. These women are putting it all on the line, being very brutal from the get-go. As now Blake again setting up JC Jane, going for another DDT. And certainly you got to believe that's got to be all she wrote this time around. 2, 3, no, again, a 2.9. How in the heck is JC Jane kicking out? Continues to bring the offensive to JC Jane, but Jane just continues to kick out. Not too much more how, you know, she's able to take at this point in this matchup. As JC Jane drops her on that top rope. But now JC Jane's got to use that to her advantage. You know, Blake Monroe has hit quite a bit of maneuvers on her. Now it's JC Jane's turn, and an elbow to the back of the head there certainly could do some wonders here. And uh-oh. Telling Blake Monroe to get up to her feet here. What is JC Jane thinking? Punch, chops, whatever you in between. Here comes JC Jane. Running knee, the single knee to the face. But JC, she's not going for the pinfall off of that. Don't know why. And now JC Jane from the top rope. Flying crossbody turns Blake Monroe inside out. Into the pinfall. Shoulders are down. 2. No, 2.5. The match-up continues. But it may not last any longer if Blake Monroe gets hit with his forearm and she gets knocked out. That could be enough to see a new champion. 1, 2, 3, and it is. JC Jane is your new NXT Women's Champion, ladies and gentlemen. Back and forth match. These two women tore it up tonight. Couldn't ask for a better matchup. Blake Monroe, she hit plenty of those DDTs, and it just was not enough. And JC Jane, after that, she knew that she had a chance, and she connected when she needed to. And it was all she wrote from there. And just like that, we would end up getting ourselves a new NXT Women's Champion. Wow, wow, wow. Using that NXT Breakout Tournament match to her advantage, she is your new NXT Women's Champion, and I can't wait to see what the backlash essentially is of this WWE Evolution live there in the next episode of NXT. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your main event. It is Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vaquer, the queen of the ring. Good old-fashioned queen of the ring. Here's Liv Morgan, your Intercontinental Champion. As you can tell, she already went through hell earlier on tonight, ladies and gentlemen. She was a part of that battle royal. Seemed like she was hoping that, maybe she could get an easier start to the championship, but certainly that's not what happened. She's eating the effects right now, as Liv Morgan, though, will be battling Stephanie Vaquer. And we'll see if, the effects of Liv Morgan being in that battle royal will be a big effect, because that could mean Stephanie Vaquer could pick up the pieces and walk out victorious. But there's a counteraction of it. It's because you have Raquel Rodriguez of the Judgment Day out here as well. So it changes up a lot of things here. As now here comes La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer. Could be a good old-fashioned devil's kiss tonight that gets the job done over a woman like Liv Morgan, who, like we said, who's already busted wide open. Cannot wait to see how this match pans out. It is either going to be a superstar from Raw or a superstar from SmackDown getting themselves a guaranteed championship match live at Summerslam. As of right now, it would be Stephanie Vaquer versus the new Raw Women's World Champion Kalani Jordan. Or from Friday Night SmackDown, it would be Liv Morgan versus Rhea Bloody Ripley. Either match sounds great when you look at it, but you never know what is going to come out of these matches. Liv Morgan, despite not being 100% walking into this matchup, she's going to give her best. And especially having Raquel Rodriguez at ringside, like I mentioned, it kind of counteracts not being 100%. But here we go. Liv Morgan, who's already busted wide open, takes on Stephanie Vaquer. Referee rings the bell, and look at Stephanie coming right out of the gate, which is a great idea. Come after Liv Morgan, who is in trouble right now. And we got veteran referee Charles Robinson here to call it right down the middle. Well, the best to ever do it in the terms of refereeing. So he's going to make sure that Raquel Rodriguez doesn't try to get involved in this matchup whatsoever. It's a big punch there from Liv Morgan that was able to get herself out of that predicament. And for both of these women, it's both really a feeling out process, but both on Raw and SmackDown recently, both of these women have gone after each other. On Monday Night Raw, we heard from Stephanie Vaquer, and then Liv Morgan would come out and attack her backstage there. Then, on Friday Night SmackDown, Stephanie Vaquer heard too much from Liv Morgan out in the parking lot. Stephanie Vaquer showed up, and certainly she sent a message by putting Liv Morgan through the glass that was outside there. As, wait, it's time for a good old-fashioned devil's kiss, and Booker T's going crazy here at ringside. Into the pinfall opportunity. Is this enough? Oh, just a 1 count. And certainly this matchup very well could look like the matchup we saw earlier on tonight between Bianca Belair and Nikki Bella. Certainly the matchup didn't last long, because Bianca Belair was not even probably 50% in that match. Stephanie Vaquer with a nice springboard cross body. It'd be a shame for a Queen of the Ring matchup to look like that, but hey, there's matches that tend to happen like that from time to time. There's now Stephanie Vaquer from the second rope. Oh, going for the axe handle, did not work out. And now Liv gonna go back on the offensive here. But nice reversal from Stephanie, back and forth here. Nice Irish whip reversal, showing some agility here. Into a drop kick. Both of them trying to figure out what they want to do. Stephanie now from behind. And certainly both of the new champions, Kalani Jordan and Rhea Ripley, certainly got to be watching this in the back in the locker room or wherever they may be. That was very close. Liv Morgan grabbing that bottom rope. And, we have Charles Robinson right there. He will call it how he sees it. So there is a kendo stick. Referee finally grabbing it as he eat defeat there. Big boot there from Stephanie Vaquer. That jaw of Liv Morgan not going to be feeling too good after that. As a code breaker there to Liv Morgan. And right now, Stephanie Vaquer, she is on cloud 9 right now. She's bringing the fight to Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan has not been able to really figure out Stephanie Vaquer for the most part. And now Stephanie to the top rope district. What does Stephanie Vaquer have in store? Oh, nice flying forearm. What a absolute beauty there. Is that enough? 2. Oh, 2.5. We'll see if Stephanie can continue to keep this up. Right now she has to in these situations. Liv Morgan can make her opponents pay very, very quickly in these situations. Oh, nice Meteora in the corner. Liv Morgan again just cannot figure her out. Hold on just a second. Wait a minute. Roxanne Perez? Roxanne Perez, what in the hell is she even thinking about doing? We saw her in the Battle Royal. Why is she even... There's Roxanne Perez! What in the hell? Not like this. What was Roxanne even doing out here? Robinson sees the referee, but doesn't see anything else. Liv Morgan, she might be able to steal victory, but Stephanie gets hit with a chair shot. Somehow still able to kick out, but now Liv Morgan can get herself back in this matchup. Well, at least it looked like she was going to, but I'm very curious, what in the hell was that all about? Roxanne isn't a part of this group as far as I'm aware. We haven't seen her in the series. She was coming from NXT, and now she's out here helping Liv Morgan in the Judgment Day. What in the hell is that all about? Is Liv trying to go for a suplex? Stephanie Vaquer able to slip out of it, and attacking that left knee. Oh, that ain't gonna be feeling too good. And now Stephanie Vaquer gonna look to make her pay here. Oh, almost like a code breaker of sorts. That ain't gonna be feeling good. Can Liv somehow keep herself in this matchup? 2, 3. No, she cannot. Liv just eating a lot of damage in that matchup earlier on tonight. And Stephanie Vaquer, ladies and gentlemen, is your queen of the ring. And it's official. Stephanie Vaquer, Kalani Jordan, Women's World Title live at Summerslam. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we have a lot of stuff that we got to figure out on Raw, NXT, and SmackDown, but thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you on Monday Night Raw.